Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, the Shaw
to take on the New York Islanders. Great to have you along. With Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Here on this Sunday night at TD Garden, the Bruins coming back home after going 0 for 3 on that road trip. Last night in Toronto, the Bruins got things turned around.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club. Politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize. And turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food, delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
If you're struggling to score, struggling to find ways to score, he's certainly somebody that can make a huge difference in that department. You're actually playing the only team that's worse than you combined special teams. The Islanders are last in the league on the power play.
Yep.
They're last in the league on the PK.
PK 63.5%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's brutally bad.
It's been bad, and the third periods were a major issue for them. When we were in New York to play the Islanders last time when the Bruins were there, that was something that was brought up to us, and how bad they are in the third period and how many goals they've given up in those areas. They've cleaned it up a little bit, but not as much as they need to. So, you talk to some people, they can still score. 5-on-5 is not bad numbers. They're plus 5-on-5. So, they just lose the special teams battle, it seems like, night in and night out.
Well, going back to last night's game, as mentioned, kind of looking at it glass half full. Bruins got some goals on the board last night, scoring 4. Unfortunately, defensively, things did not go their way. David Pastrnak talked about it after the game, a little frustrated with the breakdowns that they had defensively.
Too easy, too many easy goals we gave up, and we gave us 6 goals to this. I know 2 of them was empty net overall, I think. Too easy. The goals they scored, I think we didn't do much to prevent.
No, you go to the third period specifically, right? Nyes beats a couple of guys back to the front of the net. Matthews wins a battle below the goal line and is able to center it for him. Nice shot by Nyes. He has the hat trick last night. The Nyes scored a goal with, and sometimes it's just not your night. Like Brandon Carlo is probably their best shutdown defenseman. Arguably their best shutdown defenseman, best defensive defenseman. He's in perfect position. He just misses the puck. It gets by him, and Nyes is able to bury it, and it's kind of an awkward shot, too. He kind of had his back turned to Swayman and was able to chip it home. You don't know where that puck's going to go. So, it was an odd night in terms of the chances that they gave up, and most of it, the majority of it, was their top line, as you referenced already. Between Nyes and Marner, who's having a great year, and Matthews, who's injured, but we don't know what the injury is. He's been out for a while. He's been back in. He's been out again.
Looked fine last night.
He looked pretty good. Well, what did we say? What did we say before the game when we talked about the keys? I don't know if you remember.
Had to test
Punish him.
Yeah, had to get physical with him.
And I know that the game's a little different, but he came out with a pretty positive night offensively against you. I love to see a little bit more physicality against a guy like that, and against all those guys, all 3 of those guys. Sometimes easier said than done. I get that, but he's coming off of an injury that's kept him out. It's a mysterious injury. They're being cryptic about it. So, make them fight through things. They talked about that with Werenski when they played Columbus back-to-back games. We need to be more physical with Werenski. He did whatever he wanted on the first night of the back-to-back. He had 4 points. He was all over the ice. He was the best player on the ice. The next night, not so good. It's still good, but Bruins, they made sure that they finished their hits on him. They made sure he had to come 200 feet, and he had to come through layers in order to do things offensively like he likes, like he likes to do. And I don't think that the Bruins made life difficult at all on that top line yesterday. Well, not hard enough.
Well, from an offensive standpoint, you mentioned David Pastrnak and his 2 goals last night. He only had 1 goal in the previous 7 games, so good to see him get going. Trent Frederick had a goal last night as well, and good to see him get one. He had been held scoreless for 11 straight games prior to last night, and he thinks last night's 4-goal performance could help give the offense a boost coming here tonight.
Hopefully, encourages guys, gives guys confidence, myself included, that we can start helping out the team here and getting some more goals.
Yeah, scored against his childhood buddy there, Joseph Roll, last night. He plays well against the Leafs when he's in net, especially. He had jump. That whole line had jump, along with Brazo and Wahlstrom. Wahlstrom's playing against his old team here today. It'd be a nice time for him to get his first as a Bruin. He's been around it. He's had some good looks. He's had some good chances. They played a complete game last night. That line was impactful.
I thought they were pretty good in New York, too, the other night. They had some good shifts in the second half of that game.
Yeah, and even early, Wahlstrom had that chance. That was when he was playing with the fourth line. They kind of made some changes there as that game went on. But, no, they were impactful last night in a positive way. And, you need to see more of it, to be honest with you. It jumps out when they have that kind of a game because it doesn't always happen.
Right.
So when they have that game last night, it's saying something that, okay, maybe light has gone on and we've got something here chemistry wise.
We'll see if they can carry that over here tonight against the Islanders. Well, coming up here on our Bruins pregame show, we will go around the NHL, including John Tortorella's Flyers paying a visit to Toronto.
Well, I think we could have gotten points in all of them. We didn't. We just keep playing.
We'll hear more from Joe Sacco about tonight's matchup.
We need to play a direct, hard hockey game here tonight. Obviously, we need to keep our energy level up. We've got to find that early in the game, make sure that we're managing the game properly.
And up next, we'll take a closer look at the New York Islanders.
To Barzell, right dot, left dot, Mayfield, open net, shoots, he scores!
That's all on the way here on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food, delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
Become a Country 102.5 VIP today so you can access exclusive contests, VIP only info on pre-sales. That means knowing when your favorite country stars are headed to Boston, special offers, and more. Just go to country1025.com/VIP to sign up now.
most of their games, and Patrick Waugh is trying to figure out how to win some of these low-scoring games that they've been playing.
I mean, I think we were more connected as a group of five up and down the ice. We just got to put a couple in the net. We've had our looks and haven't been able to capitalize. But all in all, the two good hockey games. I thought the one the other night was a great hockey game back and forth, and two good teams. Wasn't a ton out there. We find a way. We had a power play late, and we had some looks throughout the game. It's a fine line in this league, but we got to stick with it, keep pushing forward, and it'll come together.
Well, Patrick Waugh lost his accent.
That's actually Anders Lee talking about that.
Their captain, Anders Lee. And he's one of the guys that was mentioned as having a good year. He goes to the front of the net. He plays hard. He's a huge body. He's tough to move once he establishes his presence in front of the net. It just hasn't worked for them as a team so far this year. Those words kind of sound familiar to what the Bruins had, right? And we weren't quite connected where we needed to be. We've had some games that are very winnable that we weren't able to get points out of, and they've both teams come in here losers of three in a row. So something's got to give here tonight. They're tied right now with the New York Rangers for last place in the Metro Division coming into today's action. The Rangers are just about to win. They're up 6-2 on the Blackhawks with a couple minutes to go in an earlier game, but. For the Islanders, that puts them in last place here in the Metro, and they got a big hill to climb trying to get over some of these teams.
Well, as you said, we saw this team back a little bit more than a month ago when the Bruins visited the Island in late November. Bruins ended up winning that game by a 6-3 count. A little bit of a different look from the Islanders as they've got a number of players back in the lineup since then, and Ilya Sorokin will get the start again in goal. This will be his 15th start in their last 16 games. They are riding him hard here.
Yeah. They've had some injuries on that back end and goaltending-wise, so yeah, they are riding him. He's got the big contract. They're going to keep riding him. I mean, and nobody knows better than Patrick Waugh what it's like. I mean, he wanted to play every game. I know it's a different game now than maybe what it used to be when he was playing for the Canadiens or the Colorado Avalanche, but he's got an idea, and he can talk to Sorokin and have a good feel for where he's at mentally and physically.
He'll be opposed by Jonas Korpisalo tonight as Joe Sacco goes with him after going with Jeremy Swayman between the pipes for 4 straight games. We'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines when we come back to TD Garden. We'll go around the NHL as we continue here on the Bruins pregame show on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
I know one of your goals in life is to always be a VIP. Well, being a Country 102.5 VIP means you get access to exclusive contests, the inside scoop on what's happening in the world of country music, special offers. You find out when your favorite country music stars are headed to Boston, and so much more. It's super easy to join. Just go to country1025.com/VIP.
Come on and
After all your hard work, you can't let anything stand in your way. That's why
take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance, plus plenty of room inside. Start your journey in a brand new vehicle. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
Country 102.5, Boston's hottest new country.
Bruins and Islanders coming up from TD Garden as we take a look around the NHL on this Sunday. There's already one game in the books. The Rangers, a 6-2 winner in Chicago this afternoon.
Berard worked it back to the line, chipped in by Fox. The rookie Berard dropped it off for a cutting Fox. Fox fed it across. Hedl scores! Philip Hedl picks a corner, and it's a 2-goal Rangers lead.
Yeah, Hedl had a pair of goals in that game. Fox had a pair of assists and much-needed win here for the New York Rangers. By the way, Chris Kreider not in the lineup, and PR for the New York Rangers say an upper body injury day-to-day, so he was a healthy scratch a couple of weeks ago.
The Penguins will visit the Hurricanes tonight. Sidney Crosby said he's got a tough matchup against Carolina's Jordan Stahl.
Yeah, I think he's just, he's physical, he's big body and smart. He's been playing that role for a really long time. So I think, it's a role he's really comfortable with, and he takes a lot of pride in doing his job.
He really does. I mean, you think back to some of the battles that Patrice Bergeron had to fight through with Stahl. He was always in his face. He was a good defensive centerman, could win draws. But more than that, he leaned on Bergeron and leaned on some of the Bruins players. He's a big, strong guy. Carolina trying to get themselves kind of going here. They're just kind of hanging around. They're 23-14-2. Some people thought that they might fall off a little bit this year. I think they have, at least numbers-wise, but still good numbers when you look at them. They lost their last game. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10, so they haven't been killing anybody, but that's still a good hockey team in Carolina.
Toronto Maple Leafs get right back at it tonight as well. A 7 o'clock face-off up at Scotiabank Arena as they take on John Tortorella's Flyers, who are wrapping up a 6-game road trip.
Well, I think we could have gotten points in all of them. We didn't. We just keep playing. We keep on working on our game, what we're doing, corrections when we need to make corrections.
Sounds familiar? right? Maybe points in all the games on that road trip, and the Bruins come away with nothing, right? It don't even get games into overtime, and that's kind of the big one. People don't like it when you lose in overtime, but at least you still compile the points, and continue to pile those up as the season goes on, and then you wait for things to kind of get fixed a little bit. And the Flyers right now, they're in that situation as they're trying to get themselves going. They're a couple games under 500 in their last 10 games. They're at 38 points, still a couple points ahead of the New York Islanders and 1 point ahead of the Rangers coming into tonight's action.
Tampa Bay Lightning are on a Western trip out in Anaheim tonight. Lightning and John Cooper have lost 3 in a row, including a 2-1 loss to L.A. last night.
It's unfortunate because you look at the totality of the game, and that's going to play a better road game than what we played. And to come out with 0 points, it's frustrating.
They've all of a sudden lost 3 in a row because they've been a good team this year. And, John Cooper talks about that. Lost 2-1 to the L.A. Kings. So they're 2 points behind the Bruins. They have 5 games in hand coming into tonight.
Been a pretty light schedule so far.
Yes, it has. They're going to have to make those games up at some point, but that's a pretty good hockey team down there.
That's our look around the NHL. Bruins interim head coach Joe Sacco joins us next here on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club. Politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize. And turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Get blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
Being a Country 102.5 VIP means you get access to exclusive contests, the inside scoop on what's happening in the world of country music, special offers, and so much more. So become a Country 102.5 VIP today and be in the know of all things country. It's easy to join. Just go to country1025.com/VIP and join today.
early in the game, make sure that we're managing the game properly. Short shifts, good line changes. Don't turn the puck over. If you turn the puck over, you're going to be defending more than you want to be. So I think those are important keys for us tonight with this back-to-back. But I expect a good response from our group here tonight.
You lose 3 in a row, but correct me if I'm wrong, they all look like winnable games to me. And so how do you kind of keep their attitude positive?
Yeah, I think they were. I think we could have had points in all 3 games. Whether you win them or not, I think we definitely could have came away with some points. I just thought last night's game, though, we gave up a little bit too much for my liking. I thought that we didn't defend hard enough, and then we got, we had 3 goals, and we got the 4th goal with the empty net. So typically you get 4 in a game, you'd like to come out with some points. So that was the frustrating part for our group. But our guys know that they know the game that we have to play in order to have success, and I think that tonight we need to get back to that formula.
You had some guys have good games last night. Pasta scores twice. It's been a little bit of a hard ride for him this season in terms of goal scoring. In your experience and knowing him as you do, how much can that kind of help him moving forward?
Oh, I think it'll help him immensely. He's a guy that wants the puck. He wants to score. He wants to make a difference. That's what his job is, basically. So I think it'll help his confidence. I think Pasta's been making a lot of plays, too. He's been more of a setup man this year than probably finishing, just the way it's gone. But I think with the couple goals last night, he's getting lots of chances, and hopefully they start coming in bunches for him.
When you met with the media, you talked a little bit about Trent Frederick. Maybe just talk about that line, if you could, and what they looked like last night and how they can carry that over.
They were ready to play last night. I thought they were engaged in the game right from the drop of the puck. They played physical, all 3 guys, with and without the puck. They had it going last night. I thought they were good, and even Wally, he showed a physical side to his game, which is good to see, because you need that in this league. You can't just rely on your skill, and he was hard on pucks. Braz did his thing going to the net, so I liked that line last night, and hopefully that they carry over the momentum here tonight, especially Wally playing his former team.
You got the Islanders here today. I think you were able to beat them, had a good third period, and able to beat them last game. Just describe their style and how you try to attack them.
They're actually a pretty good offensive team. They may be a little bit looser defensively at times, but they play pretty good structure through the neutral zone. They line up 3 across. They have a 1-1-3 neutral zone forecheck. So if you don't have space in front of you, the 3 guys across, you got to put it behind them and go to work. Otherwise, they're going to make life kind of miserable for you, and they're going to be, you're going to be tracking back in your own zone. So we have to be disciplined there. But I think, when we play below the tops of the circles, like we did last night at times, we generated some good looks, and hopefully that's the case here tonight.
So last one for you. When you're playing below the tops of the circles or in the offensive zone, how would you describe their defensive system?
It's more man-on-man. They're going to log on you man-on-man, so if you can beat your guy, you're going to have an open lane to the net. If you can set a couple of subtle picks for your teammates, he's going to have an open lane, and that really comes down to winning your one-on-one battles, which we say all the time, but especially against man-on-man coverage. And their wingers tend to get outside into the rails a little bit, so it may open up the middle of the ice for them.
Appreciate it, Joe. Good luck here tonight.
Okay, thanks.
That's Coach Joe Sacco. Bruins Islanders are next.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the country. 102.5 Bruins Radio Network.
This is Beasley Media's Country 102.5, WKLB-FM and WKLB HD1 Waltham, Boston.
Boston's hottest new country.
Country 102.5.
Last night in Toronto, the Bruins were finally able to find the back of the net after a slow start to the road trip. Unfortunately, the Maple Leafs did too.
Matthews peeled one off the far board, shoots, and it's redirected around Swayman. Matthew Nyes tips it in. Matthews took the legs out from under McAvoy, and in front they score. And it's Nyes with a hat trick. Marner going around Lori into the neutral zone, into the Boston zone, and shoots it into the empty net. With 2:05 to go, 4th point of the night for Mitch Marner.
Tonight they return home for the first time in 2025, looking to end a 3-game skid. It's the Bruins and the New York Islanders coming up next.
Boston Bruins hockey is driven by the stylish Honda Accord, available at your local New England Honda dealers.
Cross to Esposito, shot. Cam Neely. Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. David Pastrnak wins the series for the Bruins. The rebound to Trent Frederick, and the Bruins are back in front by 2.
The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Safety Insurance, Peerless Boilers, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
Backhand, it'll save Thomas. Swayman made a great stop at the far post.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Charles D. Sheehy, Ticketmaster, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, the Peterson School, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Back to Warren. Putting it. His 100th game score on a penalty shot for Raymond Gordon. David Pastrnak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
And we are at TD Garden in Boston as the Bruins get ready to take on the New York Islanders. It opens the second half of the Bruins' regular season schedule, 41 games in. They are 3 games over 500, but they're on a 3-game losing streak. So are the New York Islanders. How do they snap that streak tonight?
What team has had enough of losing? Right? I mean, that's to me, that's from the Bruins standpoint. If you had enough, you say that you could have won all 3 games, or at least gotten points in all 3 games on that road trip. But you come away with 0. So, fortunately for some of the teams around you, they haven't made any moves. Ottawa's kind of dropped back to the pack after they were hot for a little while. Tampa's lost a few games in a row. So you're still in that spot. A lot of season to go yet. You got half the season to go yet. But you want to be feeling good about your game. So for 2 of those games, it was more about the goal scoring than it was defense. And for the last game last night, it was more about the team defense than it was about the goal scoring. So what are you going to get tonight? They're trying to find and look for some of that consistency.
Yeah, both of the teams are kind of in that boat. What are you going to get tonight, night in and night out? The keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We'll be back with the opening face-off coming up next on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Victory is on Country 102.5.
Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers with you from TD Garden in Boston. The Bruins and the New York Islanders getting ready to meet for the second of their 3 regular season meetings this year. The Islanders will come back here to TD Garden on February the 27th. Bruins winning the first meeting of the year down in New York 6-3 back on November 27th. Let's take you down to ice level and tonight's national anthem to be performed by Todd Angeli.
Welcome, Todd Angeli. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Todd Angeli with the national anthem as we get set for the opening face-off between the Islanders and the Bruins. We'll look at our starting lineups here tonight. In goal for the New York Islanders is Ilya Sorokin. On defense, the pairing of Adam Pelech and Ryan Pulock. Did you request that? Up
yes,
front,
I did.
Anthony Duclair, Bo Horvat, and Kyle Palmieri. For the Bruins, Jonas Korpisalo gets the starting goal. Parker Witherspoon, Charlie McAvoy, your defenseman, and up front, Morgan Geekie, Pavel Zacha, and David Pastrnak. Starting lineups are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And use code SportsHub. That's code SportsHub for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
A play-by-play man's nightmare defensive pairing. First 5 minutes brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is Michael DiStefano of Somerville, Mass. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Michael will win a pair of tickets for a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins in the home black and gold, and they will go from left to right here in the first period as they get the puck deep into the Islanders' zone right off the bat. Pastrnak will backhand it around toward the near side. McAvoy pinching down the near wall against Duclair. Geekie tried to shoot it off the boards, and it's taken away. Pellick will lift it up and out of the zone, and Parker Wotherspoon will go back, and it makes it for an icing. Wotherspoon gets back into the lineup. Jordan Osterley out tonight.
Yeah, not only that, but they're playing him with Charlie McAvoy, so a different wrinkle on the back end here today. Zadorov will at least start the game with Brandon Carlo.
So an attack zone face-off just 20 seconds into this first period. And a little meeting of the minds at the top of the face-off circle before Sacco gets in there to take the draw. Sacco, Pastrnak, and Geekie on the front line here. Sacco able to kick it free. Back to Pastrnak and Wotherspoon for a one-timer. Kicked aside by Sorokin. Outlet to neutral ice. Wotherspoon's got it. Back to Geekie and back into the attack zone. On the near side of the blue line, Sacco wheels and throws one towards Sorokin. Blockered off into the far corner. It'll come behind the net to McAvoy. Pivots, trying to get it back out in front. Instead goes to Pastrnak in the left circle. His shot blocked. Came bouncing through the slot. But played away from there and thrown back toward the net by McAvoy. Pastrnak wheels one wide.
Sacco just missing that tip.
Lifted up into the air. Glove down along the near boards. Pastrnak will throw it in wide of the net and around to the far side. Point man Wotherspoon tried to play it across ice for McAvoy, but lost it out of the zone. McAvoy will chip it in and go off as part of a change as Elias Lindholm gets in on the forecheck. Islanders get it out into the neutral ice. And up near the Boston line, it's Zadorov steering it ahead, but that's going to be an icing here as he couldn't find Elias Lindholm.
Yeah, it went right by Dobson. Good shift to start the game, though, right? That Sacco line with Pastrnak and Geekie up front. Wotherspoon gets a good chance off the face-off. Good one-timer from the middle of the ice. That was Sacco. It was kind of a 50-50 draw, but he used his skate. He stepped on the puck and pushed it back.
Elias Lindholm takes a face-off in the defensive zone. It's controlled by the Islanders as Romanov shot it, redirected wide of the net. Barzal on the near side boards, backhanded toward the corner. Lee got it to the back of the net. Nelson, and now Lee gets back to Nelson to the far side. They work it back to Dobson to the point. Shot saved by Korpisalo. Scramble for the rebound. Still can't find it. Now it's pulled free by Zadorov.
Yeah, that's an area for Korpisalo just to keep an eye on. You know, the rebound control, the rebounds that are left there. Is he seeing the shot? If he is he controlling the rebound?
Islanders come back through the neutral ice. They'll dump it deep, and Siplikov along the near side boards. Challenged by Pete. Puck goes around the far wall, but not out. Centering pass, Siplikov coming through the slot. Taken into the corner by Peek, and now Frederick comes over to finish him off. Pajot got it to the back of the Bruins net. Peek chasing toward the near side wall. Zizekas handed off for Cholowski, and it's thrown to the net, but now Peek will steer it out into the neutral ice, and Wahlstrom will bring it ahead. Wahlstrom, of course, former Islander, picked up off waivers earlier this year by the Bruins. Pajot, far side boards. Wahlstrom got it out of the corner, trying to get it to Brazeau. It was taken away. And
defensive play by Zizekas there coming in to help.
Got just over 2.5 minutes gone in this first period. Peek back in the Bruins zone. Plays over to Mason Lohrei coming through the neutral ice. Into the Islanders zone, but Pellick right there. Pass up the right side, and it's Hudson Fasching getting it into the Bruins zone, but steered right back out, and now Kastelik up the left wing side of the little room. Goes down the circle, a centering pass for Koepke. They score! Koepke came crashing right to the front of the crease, tipped it up into the air, and behind Sorokin, and the Bruins grab an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, they're going to take a little bit of a look at this to make sure that there's no goalie interference. Koepke went into Sorokin. Nice pass from Kastelik. Well, McAvoy chips his puck up the boards. Kastelik gets his feet moving through the neutral zone, coming down the left side. And Koepke beats Pellick to the net. And it's going to be... He gets the first chip, and it's going up and over top of Sorokin. But did his bump on Sorokin cause that puck to go in? And we'll see if Patrick Roy wants to roll the dice here. Mentioned his special teams. Looks like they're going to challenge it.
New York is challenging the play for goaltender interference prior to the goal.
There's definitely contact made by Koepke with Sorokin. And he was not pushed in by Pelech, I don't believe.
Right.
He was just going hard to the net. He's trying to stop right in front. He gets his stick on it, goes off the shaft of his stick and then off his shoulder. Well, we always talk about goalie interference being 50-50, right? There's no... He does bump him before the puck goes in. But Sorokin doesn't know where this puck is, though.
I know.
He has no idea where this is.
That's what I'm looking at. Does it impede Sorokin's ability to play the puck? And I don't know that it does.
I don't think it does, and that's the question that they're going to have to ask themselves.
Patrick Roy down on the bench just gave a shrug of the shoulders. He might not know either.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
No, the coaches, they freely admit that. It's it's decided back in Toronto in the situation room and in conjunction with the referees. They're looking at it on video. They've got way better video back in Toronto.
The puck just kind of floats up into the air.
I don't think he propels it towards the net, right? He doesn't make a motion with his arm.
No, it bounces up. It just kind of bounces off his shoulder, it looked like. And
Pelech got a stick initially, and then it went off the shaft of the stick, and then off the right shoulder of Koepke. And Sorokin has no idea where the puck is. So, did it affect his ability to play his position? And that's something that they're asking themselves right now.
Wes McCauley and Corey Severette, the referees, are taking a look at this on the headsets downstairs.
If you don't pay attention to the league,
yep.
If you pay attention to the league, you know that this is a hot button issue. What's goalie interference and what isn't?
They've never really been able to fully define it.
Because every situation's different.
Yeah. It's a subjective, it really is a subjective thing, you know. You ask 10 different people, you get 10 different answers.
So here's the thing, right? Take a look. If it doesn't jump out and say, yeah, that's goalie interference, it's a goal. It was a goal on the ice.
Right.
Why are we watching it for 5-6 minutes? Like, are we trying to find something that's not there? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's my feeling about replay in general. Yes. Is, it's meant to overturn the egregious
It's got to be egregious.
And if it's not egregious, then move on with the game. And here's Wes McCauley with the call.
After reviewing the play, we have no goaltender interference. Therefore, the call on the ice is confirmed. We have a goal.
Yep. Patrick Roy rolled the dice. Bruins get a goal from their fourth line, and they're going on the power play to delay a game for the Islanders.
Well, for Cole Koepke, that's his 7th goal of the season. Just his 2nd in the last 15 games. And the Bruins with a 1-0 lead, 3:01 in. As Pierre Engvall goes into the Islander penalty box to serve the delay a game penalty for the incorrect challenge. And so we'll see the Bruins power play get their first opportunity against the Islanders, who are 63.5% on the penalty kill this year, by far the worst in the league. As Lindholm redirects one deep here into the attack zone. Pastrnak got it around a Marchand far circle. He partially fanned on a pass. It's taken away in a 2-on-1 here for the Islanders. Pajot got it across and they score. Shorthanded goal for Bo Horvat. And just like that, the Islanders have tied it at 1.
Well, they might be the worst in the league on the PK and the power play, but the Bruins power play is not much better right now, numbers-wise, and Marchand tried to get this puck back to Sacco, and it's picked off and right back the other way on the 2-on-1. McAvoy's your only defenseman back. Nice pass from Pajot on the right side to Horvat on the left, and Horvat just directs this puck into the net. Korpisalo almost got to it, but just found a little hole under his stick.
It's the 5th shorthanded goal given up by the Bruins this year. Horvat gets his 11th goal of the season. And now the Bruins power play unit switches up. Geekie gets the puck from Lohrei and retreats back behind the Bruins net. Got a minute 24 to go on this man advantage. Moving from left to right. as Geekie brings it through neutral ice, passes off to the left side. Brazo's got it along the left wing circle, banks it off the boards, back to Lohrei, bounced over his stick and out into the neutral ice. Wallstrom collects it from Lohrei, brings it back into the Islanders zone. Along the right wing side, Geekie poking it down toward the corner. Brazo in there. Geekie gets involved in the play as well. But the puck will be brought behind the net. And Bullock will play it off the far boards out toward the blue line and swept out of the zone by Palmieri. Dumped in on goal down at the Bruins' end. 50 seconds to go on the man advantage. Pastrnak under pressure in his own zone. McAvoy had it knocked away by Cizikas. Cizikas couldn't drag it onto his forehand as he was trying to get into a shooting position. He takes one away behind the net, and as he tried to come out in front, gets upended. Bruins regain the puck, 30 to go on the power play. Marchand down the left wing side. Spins it around the boards toward McAvoy at the near side hash marks. Back into the corner. Marchand trying to get around the official. Sacco helped it back to McAvoy at the point. Shot save made by Sorokin with Lindholm right there in front. Off the near boards, McAvoy pinching down the wall against Pajot. Sacco tried to backhand it through the slot over to Pastrnak in the left circle, and that was blocked by Horvat. Final 5 seconds of the power play. Puck locked up behind the Islander net as Engvall comes out of the box. New York will clear the puck, and into the neutral ice it comes onto the stick of Pastrnak as the Bruins get some changes on and get a full unit out there. 0 for 1 on the power play and a goal against. 1-1 our score, 14:38 to go here in the first period. Beecher works back into his own zone. McAvoy hammers it around the near wall. Knocked away from Kastelik. Barzal played it over to the far side. A shot and they score. Bullock threw the shot toward Korpisalo. Looked like it redirected. And Anders Lee might have gotten the last tip. It's a 2-1 Islander lead.
Yeah, he's always in front. He's very good at it. He's hard to move. Just a wrist shot from that right point, and I believe Lee got the tip on it on its way through as it changes direction. It's just a wrist shot that finds its way. Oh, yeah, Lee got it with the shaft of his stick, tipping it down and underneath the glove of Korpisalo. It was either him or McAvoy that got a piece of it, but I believe it was Lee.
So the Islanders come back after surrendering the early goal to Cole Koepke. They have a 2-1 lead, and they get in on the attack here with Dobson. Puck off the stick of Wallstrom. Play to Barzal. His shot blocked. Second one got through, and 2 saves made by Korpisalo as Nelson had a crack at the rebound. Brazo lifts it over the head of Romanov, and it'll come back into the Islanders' zone. 6 minutes into this first period. Already 3 goals on the board. Lee drops one off. Barzal back to Lee, trying to get it in front. Off the skate of Peak. Barzal out of the corner, sent it across ice, and sliding to his left to make the save on Mayfield was Korpisalo. Lee centers one right to Barzal in the left circle, and Korpisalo makes another big save as Peak will clear it out. Islanders coming right back into the attack zone here. Duclair with a long shot. Save Korpisalo. Rebound kicked out to Horvat. And as Horvat tried to get it back to the crease, it's covered up by Korpisalo. An eventful first segment of this game. It's a 2-1 Islanders lead. 13:26 to go here in the first period on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
Show. Mornings on Country 102.5.
13:26 to go here in the first period. The Islanders have a 2-1 lead over the Bruins, thanks to a shorthanded goal by Bo Horvat and an Anders Lee goal, tipping in a Ryan Bullock shot. Cole Koepke got the Bruins on the board just 3:01 into this one, but Islanders came back 21 seconds later with that shorthanded goal. Pastrnak plays it toward the Islanders zone. It'll be sent off the near boards in the direction of Horvat. Peak held him at bay. Lohrei pass up the middle here to Pastrnak, coming through neutral ice toward the left wing circle. Low shot. Sorokin the save. Sacco got it off the far boards and plays it around behind the net.
Pelech in some real pain. He got to the bench, but they're taking him down towards the locker room right now.
Sacco from the bottom of the near circle. Fired one right through the top of the crease. Pastrnak got it for the moment, but now cleared out. Costa's got it right back to the blue line. Geeky has his shot. Tipped up and over the net. Goes in behind the net, but Pollock beat him to it. Pollock's already got 2 points in this one, assisting on both goals. Romanov will drop it back into his own zone here. 12.5 to go in the first. D to D to D to D. And now Coyle picks one off in the neutral ice. Brings Marchand to the left wing side. Sent one back in front. Coyle couldn't get a stick to it. Lifted out of the zone by Pajot.
Might have been intended for Lindholm on that far side.
Witherspoon coming back deep into the Bruins zone. Helps to free that puck up. He's going to work it ahead here for Coyle. On the center circle, try to dump in. It was blocked. Coyle stays with it against Dobson. The fallen stick along the near boards. Getting in the way, and Pajot able to help that out of the zone. Carlo right back for Coyle. And now Lindholm just inside the Islander line. Shot gets blocked by Fasching. Given away right out in front of the net. Here's Carlo moving in. Save made by Sorokin and dives on top of it.
Lindholm, good play there, right? Helps cause the turnover. As it looked like Mayfield tried to do a little bit more with that puck coming around the net. You had good pressure from Lindholm on one side. And then he's able to get to this puck and get it to Carlo out in the high slot. Carlo coming in from his point position, gets a good shot away. But that's stopped by Sorokin. Sorokin out to cut down angle. He's right at the top of the blue paint.
Face off to his left. Kastelik, Beecher, and Koepke. Out for this draw. Kastelik wins it back to the point for Carlo. Threw it through the near circle as Kastelik tried to redirect it toward the net. At the back of the net, it'll be sent to Fasching, and up ice come the Islanders. Engvall directs a McLean pass in deep. Carlo got it to Zadorov, and the Bruins break out. Up ice comes Beecher down the right wing side. Stops, steals to Carlo, the trailer, down the right wing circle, and his pass just missed Koepke in front. Backhanded back toward the corner by Zadorov, but taken away. York trying to break it out. It'll come to Pelech, and now McLean dumps it in. Gloved by Korpisalo, and he will drop it back into play.
Back on the ice after missing a shift or two there.
Korpisalo stops it to the back of the net. Carlo from the near circle. Been a rough year for Pelech. He took a puck in the face earlier this year and broke his jaw. Missed 20 games. Barzal from his own zone. Coming up the left side. Has his puck picked here by Frederick. Got it across for Brazo, and it's going to be offside.
Yeah, that's, I mean, Barzal trying to do a little bit too much with it. Turns that puck over just in the neutral zone, just outside the blue line. And the Bruins look like they're going back the other way on a 3-on-2, and they kind of shoot themselves in the foot, right? You had Frederick moves this puck to the middle. And Brazo gets the puck, and he's going to fan out to the left instead of taking a little bit more of a direct route into the zone and then fanning out. And he wasn't forced there. You know, if the defenseman's right up, I can see why maybe you have to make that extra move, but take the extra step to get it over the blue line. And that's what Wahlstrom's expecting him to do, and then you can fan out to try to make that play.
Marchand gets it back to Witherspoon here for a drive. A chance off the rebound from the end boards, and Marchand has it taken away by Sorokin.
And that's what they're saying about the Islanders. Is Sorokin, he's been outstanding this year for them. You know, there's a lot of scoring chances against him. His numbers, if you just go by the numbers, you'd say, well, he's not having a good year, but said he's been their most valuable player all year.
Yeah,
and you mentioned how many games did he play now? 16
this is
17
15 of the last 16 that he has started. Semyon Varlamov is on IR right now. He's made 10 appearances this year, and Sorokin's on his 29th.
And when they're both healthy, I mean, they think they've got the best 1-2 punch in the league.
Off the face-off, Sacco's stick broke at the blue line. Puck kept in briefly by Wotherspoon, but then kicked out. And Sacco getting back to the bench to get a new stick as the Islanders come forward here. Horvat tapped one over to Duclair and back across looking for Horvat, and it didn't connect. Pastrnak will bring the Bruins ahead. Inside-outside move on Palmieri. Puck comes around behind the net. Sacco gets it out in front, but taken away by Palmieri and played around into the corner. Geekie tried to get it back to Pastrnak behind the net. Instead, it'll be Pelech to carry the Islanders up ice, and from the red line dumps it in. It's past the midway point of this first period. Islanders with a 2-1 lead. As Peak comes up toward the red line, tried to dump it in, and it hit Romanov, and he's slow to get up. As Peak lifts one down toward the Islander net. Dobson able to pivot away from Beecher. Ziplakabel on the far boards. Back across the ice. Romanov's pass directed into the Bruins zone by Cizikas, but goes over the glass in the near corner. So that'll bring us to a stoppage in play with 9:17 to go here in the first period. The Islanders 2 and the Bruins 1 on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
So would you like the hottest country music no matter where you are? There are so many ways to listen to Country 102.5 while you're on the go or at home. So just tell Alexa to open Country 102.5 or stream us live at country1025.com or use the Country 102.5 free app on your phone or tablet. It's that easy and it's always free. Find out all the ways to listen at country1025.com/listen.
25, Boston's hottest new country.
Cole Kepke's goal just 3:01 into this one means we have another winner in our New England Ford First 5 contest. Michael DeStefano of Somerville has won a pair of tickets for a future Bruins game, courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. We're on a little bit of a roll on that. We got to start keeping stats on that, Jeremy. I think that might be 3 of the last 5 games. As the face-off win here by the Islanders, they dump it in, but offside? Or did that puck jump out of play? One of the two.
Sometimes we're just not sure. Face-off at center ice, so probably out of play.
We have 9:13 to go here in the first. Islanders up by 1. Off the face-off, Carlo tried to push it up the near side. Cut off by Pelech. Brazo will dump it down into the left wing corner. Wahlstrom gets in there after it, but the Islanders will come away with it. Bashing get it out to neutral ice. Pelech will dump it in, and Zadorov waits for it in the far corner. Puck got away from him. McLean hands it off out of the blue line. Over to Pelech, left wing side, takes the shot, and the glove stopped by Korpisalo.
Between the Pipes is sponsored by Charles D. Sheehy. If you're in the piping trades, you need to call Charles D. Sheehy, Boston's premier piping and mechanical product supplier. CDS is your local leader. Between the Pipes for the Islanders here tonight is Ilya Sorokin, and for the Bruins, Jonas Korpisalo.
The first time we've seen Korpisalo since the loss to Columbus on the road on December the 27th. Jeremy Swayman had started 4 in a row. Korpisalo 1-2 in his last 3 starts after having gone 5-0-1 in the previous 6. Puck tied up in the referee's skates. He didn't even realize it. Lindholm was standing there trying to dig it free. Now the Islanders out in front with a backhand chance for Barzal.
Yeah, the Bruins right now in the defensive zone have not been good in this first period.
Puck angled off the near boards and thrown into the far corner by Dobson. Lee gets position on McAvoy. Barzal will wrap it back around behind the net toward the near side. Nelson. Dobson played it back in deep. Lee had it knocked off his stick, but they'll keep it alive. Dobson with a one-timer. Blocked by Lindholm. Broke his stick. And the Bruins looking to clear. Coyle has to scramble to a puck and gets it out, but that's going to go for an icing.
Yeah, it's the Islanders having their way with the Bruins in the Bruins defensive zone. Right now, they're winning battles to pucks. The Bruins are having trouble getting their legs going. I look at, there's certain games where you just do not have your legs, right? But you try to keep the game manageable. It's 2-1 right now. You try to use everybody. You try to have the quick shifts. But you get stuck in your own zone, and now an icing. That tends to snowball a little bit.
Off the face-off, puck comes careening across the ice. Diving effort by Coyle, but Pellick keeps it in. Sends it around toward the back of the net. Wotherspoon chasing into the far corner. His pass gets out of the zone. Islanders will come right back, though. Pellick dumps it around the boards. Wotherspoon takes a look over his shoulder, sends it up the far side. And out of the zone it comes, courtesy of Coyle. Geeky giving chase on that far wall. Collided with Duclair. Palmieri will drop it back into the Islander zone, and now Horvat's got it on his stick. 7:20 to play here in the first period. Islanders moving right to left as that pass gets around Palmieri, and it'll be an icing here against New York.
The Bruins have been fairly good in that offensive zone to start, and Islanders have been fairly good against the Bruins, more than fairly good against the Bruins in the Bees defensive zone. Both teams guilty of icings, and hasn't been the sharpest. Didn't have the pace of last night. Let's put it that way.
Not exactly. That one right off the drop last night.
Yeah, you knew both teams were engaged last night. That was good pace, good execution.
Geeky spinning one around the far boards for Zadorov. Hands off for Pasternak. Long shot. It's a body in front. Duclair will drag it out of the zone. Coming through the neutral ice and chip it deep. Carlo. Send it into the far corner. Zadorov, cross ice, find Pasternak coming through neutral ice into the middle for Zacha. Now hands off to Geeky, trying to get it to the front of the net. It's blocked.
Yeah, he was trying to get that pass back to Zacha. That's one where he'd probably like to have back.
Ziplikov skates it into the Bruins zone. Down the right wing, circle around Lohrei, puts a shot up over the net.
Put the puck between his feet to get around Lohrei there.
Zacha had Pasternak in behind the defense, but the puck block getting there and forces Pasternak offside at the attacking blue line.
Faceoff's going to come all the way back, right? Because that's where the pass came from. Yeah, it's coming back to Boston zone.
Now, these two teams, on average, put up right around 2.6 goals per game each. We had 3 goals in the first 5:33 of this one, naturally. But the numbers for these teams pretty similar when you look up and down the stat sheet. The Bruins are 3 games above 500. The Islanders are 4 games below coming in here. Ziplikov gets it back to Romanov. Ziplikov's got it now center of the blue line, blocked by Kastelik. And Koepke trying to force it up ice, but Romanov able to hold his ground just outside the blue line. Kastelik goes down.
He went for a hit there, went right over top.
Joe tried to drop one off for Dobson, and Lohrei got in the way of that. He tried to fire a pass up ice, and that's blocked. Free puck in the neutral zone for Peak, backing into his own end. And that pass by Lohrei misses Beecher and goes for another icing.
Yeah, you're going to have to manufacture some energy here today if you're the Bruins. It's quiet, kind of in the building. There's not a whole lot going on. I had somebody ask me in an interview, they said, have you had a lot of low event games? And I said, yeah, there have been a lot of low event. That's why last night was so entertaining.
Right.
It stood out.
Well, we used that term a number of times in Washington the other day. As Beecher blocks a shot, and he's around Dobson, who recovers and knocks that puck away.
Some would call it good defensive hockey.
Right.
Others would call it low event.
Romanov played it in front of the net. Up ice comes Fashing. Chipped it down the left wing corner. Wotherspoon got it to McAvoy. Bruins will break out. Frederick skates up to the red line, cutting across toward the left wing side. Hands off over there for Wahlstrom. He gives it back to Wotherspoon, over to McAvoy. Stepping in for a shot. That's blocked. Comes back toward the near side. McLean got in the way of it.
That's what McLean has to do, right? Fourth line center, energy guy, but you've also got to be in that shooting lane. McAvoy did the right thing initially, but McLean stayed with him.
Puck sent around the far boards, and Wotherspoon will throw it back toward the back of the net. Brazo got it back out in front. Wahlstrom, and it didn't go. Sorokin didn't look all that sure that he had it, but he did. And then a wrestling match here with Trent Frederick and Scott Mayfield along the end boards after the whistle. Wahlstrom bidding for his first as a Bruin, but Sorokin denies. 5:03 to go here in the first period. Islanders 2 and the Bruins 1 on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the...
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food, delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
5. Commercial free at 8, 2, and 4.
5:03 left here in the first period. Islanders have a 2-1 lead, and Oliver Wahlstrom very nearly cut that.
Brazo is so good when he gets just a little space in behind the net at finding open people out front. I think Wahlstrom was surprised that puck got to him. With some good work by Brazo down low, he's going to retrieve the puck. They're going to lay off him, the Islanders are. He's going to go to his forehand and get this puck right in between the hash marks, kind of the right wing, right circle hash mark. And a good quick release, by Wahlstrom, he's had some good looks. And his shots is probably his best asset, but putting together some of the other parts of his game right now. We talked about it last night. I feel if he can get one, then it might really start to break for him.
Doesn't have a point in 6 games since joining the Bruins.
He has had some good looks, though.
2 goals and 2 assists in 27 games with the Islanders before he was put on waivers. Barzal gets it into the Bruins zone. Wotherspoon will send it around the far side. Just one reason or another, never really clicked for him with the Islanders.
He got into somebody's doghouse. That's tough to get out.
Marchand along the near side corner. Puck is taken away, and Pelech will help it out into neutral ice. Wahlstrom originally the 11th overall pick for the Islanders back in 2018. Playing on his backside here, Nelson at the blue line. Bruins puck back down into the Islanders zone. Pasternak goes crashing into the end boards, trying to win that puck. Instead, Islanders come forward. Horvat just inside the Boston line, forced back out.
He was going for the hit there. Had some help, had some support, but he wanted that hit.
Geekie takes the puck through the neutral ice, carries in across the line, knocked off his stick.
So that's happened a few times, right? And Joe Sacco described it as a 1-1-3 defensive neutral zone system. Kind of a hybrid 1-2-2, but they're just lining up across that blue line, and they've intercepted a couple of pucks right there as the Bruins have tried to stick handle in, like just right on cue.
So what should they be doing? Dump and chase?
Yeah, I'd be having a guy come a little bit late. They're trying to carry the puck in themselves.
Right.
Kind of like a power play. I know that power play is a sore subject for a lot of people, but maybe come a little bit late with support, and you get that speed by the time you hit that blue line, and you get them moving a little bit. If you're just attacking as a one-man, trying to get the blue line, they're stacking it up.
Kepke showing his speed, able to beat an icing here. Allen on the forecheck against Pellick, but Islanders will come away with it. Zizekas didn't get much on a pass through the neutral ice, but it came bouncing away from Beecher, and around the Bruins net it goes to the far side. Wotherspoon got it to the blue line and now pushed it ahead, but turned over inside the Islanders zone. We've got 2:37 to go here in the first period. Islanders up 2-1. Engvall directs a pass into the Bruins zone. Wotherspoon will come back and get it. Comes out from behind the Bruins net, up the right side for Frederick. Frederick carries into the attack zone. Shot blocked by Romanov, but broke his stick. Frederick will angle it off the near boards back to Carlo, stepping in for a shot. Blocked by the stickless Romanov. Got a leg on it. Frederick's got it along the far circle now. Gives it back to Zadorov. Zadorov under pressure from a pair of Islanders out near the blue line, and it's forced out of the zone as Frederick tries to keep it close. McLean had it hit the referee. Frederick will drop it back, and Zadorov's got it to the far circle. Minute 50 to go here in the first period. Marchand brings it back into the attack zone, then falls down along the near side as he tried to stop with it, and the Islanders head the other way. Nelson got it to the Bruins line, but chopped away from there by Carlo. Buck Nelson had a pair of goals first time these two teams met this year back in late November. He hasn't scored since. Total of 16 games in between. In the near corner, battle for possession, came out toward the slot, and reaching for it, Lindholm got spun around. Barzal and Nelson come forward. Nelson sends it over for Lee, and a shot from the high slot area is taken by Korpisalo. No rebound.
Yeah, Brock Nelson's somebody that they expect. He had a pretty good first month of the season. Had the 2 goals against the Bruins, and he's a big guy that can score. It has not happened for him this year at all.
He's had 34 or more goals in each of the last 3 seasons, and
they're counting.
He's got 10 right now.
Yeah.
But as I mentioned, none in 16. Face off here in the defensive zone for Morgan Geekie. 1:09 to go in this first period. Duclair taps it back to Romanov. He shot it wide to the short side of Korpisalo. Duclair along the far boards. Pastrnak blocked a pass, and Bruins break up ice. Sacco feeds it to Geekie up the left wing side. Pulls up at the circle and just missed McAvoy coming late.
He's wide open coming late. He's wide open on the 4-on-3. It's the right play, and don't execute it.
Well, that brings the Islanders back ahead. Then he lost it along the near boards, and McAvoy sends out into the neutral ice, directed away from Pastrnak, goes bouncing into the far corner. Geekie will get there first, trying to get it to the front of the net, gets taken down. Pasternak's got it across, and it was just behind Kastelik. Geekie turning with it along the far circle, gives it across to Carlo for a shot. Save made by Sorokin, scrambling for the rebound. Carlo got it back into that far corner. Kastelik backhanded one toward the circle, taken away by Palmieri, and the Islanders will get it out with 10 to go in the period. Carlo bringing back through the neutral ice. Sends in. We get a whistle and an offside.
Yep.
2.3 left in the period.
Now, close call here for the Bruins. Couple really good looks down low. That puck changed direction. Sorokin had to find it off the initial shot. That's just a good hustle forecheck there by Geekie, taking it strong to the front of the net. Good block in front that time by Duclair. And the puck eventually reaches the point, and Carlo getting that shot through.
As they drop the puck at center ice, the siren will sound and end the first period as these two teams put up 3 goals in the first 5.5 minutes, or 5:33 to be precise. The first one for Cole Kepke, but the next 2 were from the Islanders, including a shorthanded goal by Bo Horvat and an even strength goal by Anders Lee. They have the 2-1 lead at the end of 20 minutes. We'll be back for our first intermission here on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky. co-founder of the Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives. Get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
After all your hard work, you can't let anything stand in your way. That's why you have Cox Business, with personal 24/7 IT support beyond internet.
Every purchase, short on time, order ahead for free curbside pickup or get delivery. Don't miss out on delicious sumo mandarins, now on sale. Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh.
When life throws unexpected injuries your way, you need a team that truly understands what you're going through. Turn to Catches Law, the official law firm of the New England Patriots, to tackle your needs. With local attorneys who live and serve right here, Catches Law has been fighting for their neighbors since 1986, winning over $2 billion for their clients. Let Catches Law go to work for you. Remember, there's no fee unless you win. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of the Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
As you age, your body's natural healing and rebuilding processes slow down. Ancient Nutrition's multi-collagen advanced lean supplement, made from real food-based sources, promotes healthy weight management, builds lean muscle, reduces joint discomfort, and improves your skin, hair, and nails. It's delicious and easy to mix into your morning coffee or smoothie. Right now, Ancient Nutrition is offering 25% off your first order when you go to ancientnutrition.com/now25. That's ancientnutrition.com/now25 for 25% off your first order.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives. Get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
Town Fair Tire, the area's largest independent tire dealer, has prices so low you can't say no. The guaranteed lowest price on Toyo Celsius tires. But there's even more. Town Fair gives you more free services than any other tire dealer on every Toyo Celsius tire. 2 unbeatable deals on Toyo Celsius tires that you won't find, no, you can't find anywhere else. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hi, I'm offensive lineman Mike Wendell. Coach Strange and I are partnering with the Credit Union's Kids at Heart Foundation to fund new research into Moya disease in children. We need your help. Learn more at cukidsatheart.org.
The First Downs to Fight Moya disease program is generously supported by Hanscom Federal Credit Union and Merrimack Valley Credit Union.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
All right, back here in the Shaw's and Star Market Patriots postgame show. Next week, the Patriots, well, who do they take on, Leroy? I don't even know.
They take on their own soul. They got to figure things out.
But shout out to Bob and Zoe, who did all their shows this year, or games from the DraftKings broadcast booth. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots.
Hey, Joe, can I just say this? I know we're running out of time. But if you thought Gerard Mayo was under pressure this season, whoever comes in next season, the pressure they're going to be under, they have to be successful. And successful doesn't even mean playoffs, but at least be on the fringe. They have to. They can't come in here and go 4-13 or 3-14. They can't do it. They can't. Because then everyone's going to turn around and say, well, maybe it wasn't Mayo. They have to show improve. And who that is, I don't know. Nobody knows, but it's going to be a very interesting offseason and next season.
I'm 42 years old. I'm a former Patriots season ticket holder, and I work for the Patriots Radio Network.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look back on it, this is me personally, okay? This isn't a hot take or anything like that, but my personal feelings are Bill Parcells, Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, and now Gerard Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
They all left on bad terms with Crafts, or at least it seemed that way.
Mm.
So in the end, I blame them. But, because I know Matt McCarthy's going to come up on our flagship station in just a little bit, and he's going to take you for the rest of the night. The biggest step forward for this franchise happened within 1 hour after the game today. Although I think it was dirty, although I think that in the end, Gerard Mayo's the fall guy here, it's all on the Crafts. All on the Crafts, but they swiftly made the move and made the change and admitted the mistake, and that's what they had to do to move forward here. To your point, do I think Mike Vrabel is necessarily the right guy? I don't know. But for the first time in 25 years, they have a hiring search. And I really hope that they try to be a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Don't just hire a guy because you're familiar with him.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I hope this hiring process is real and open, genuine, and not just a sham like we just talked about. Bringing guys in just to check boxes. This is the first time in 25 years they have this opportunity. And quite frankly, with the money that they have to spend, the quarterback and the fourth pick instead of the first pick, I guess I still wonder if this is a desirable spot because I keep asking, why didn't you just hire Vrabel last year instead of now? Maybe the situation was because there was loyalty to Belichick and maybe people didn't want to come here. That's all I have. I don't know where else to go with that one, but you're right. Whoever they bring in next, lot of pressure.
Oh, yeah, big time. Good luck.
Lot of pressure. So, let's give our thanks. Mark Capello, our crew at Gillette, engineer Dennis Knudsen, Tyler Knudsen, Mike Perry. I'll tell you right now, it's the best sounding broadcast in radio. Here in our Waltham Studios, Anderson Free, excellent job this year, my man. Good luck to you, our intern. Howie Sylvester, he's retired, but he's still here, and coaches are still getting fired. Our studio technician, Kevin Maggiore, excellent job all year. Studio producer today, Tom Morgan. He's also been at the games holding up those parabolics. getting all the sound for us as well. Excellent job. And our executive producer, the Uncle Jeremy Conley, excellent job. And our thanks also to some of our other engineers this year, Aaron Natty, Charlie Henneberry, Ryan Beaton as well, for all their contributions to the broadcast in 2024. Leroy, excellent job by you
Same
as
to you,
well.
Joe.
I'm Joe Murray. We do have to say goodbye to our friends on the flagship on the Patriots Radio Network. This has been the Shaw's and Star Market Patriots postgame show. Shaw's and Star Market make shopping, saving, and mail planning easier than ever. Download the Shaw's Deals and Delivery app with the Star Market Deals in Delivery app today. We do have to play our big billboard, but Matt McCarthy, you're taking over.
We are going all night long, Joe, here on the flagship station, 98.5, the Sports Hub. We will check in with the Bruins as well a little bit later on. We'll explain what's coming up next, but all night long and phone lines open on the night the Patriots fired Gerard Mayo.
Stay tuned to our flagship station, 98.5, the Sports Hub. Matt McCarthy will take over. And YouTube, we've had over 3,100 people watching, so the pressure's on you, Matt. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us after every game this year. And, of course, credits to our crew. I'm Joe Murray, signing off for the final time this year on the Safety Insurance 98.5 The Sports Hub Patriots Radio Network.
This has been Shaw's and Star Market Patriots postgame. Download the Shaw's Deals and Delivery app or the Star Market Deals and Delivery app today.
Jones to backpedal, right side at the 16, stab left, ran it right, down the sideline, to the 40, to the 50, slams left to the 45, beats the punter to the 35-30. Marcus Jones down the middle of the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown! No flag! Touchdown! Patriots!
The Patriots are brought to you by Safety Insurance, Mass General Cancer Center, your local New England Honda dealers, Catches Law, Credit Union's Kids at Heart, Apex Entertainment Center, Dig Safe, Wendy's, 128 Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Drains, Delta Airlines, and by Bud Light.
Smith is in the backfield, lined up as a fullback. Stevenson, the tailback. He runs it into the right side. He plows his way to the end zone. And the lead. Touchdown, Patriots.
By Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Clinton Savings Bank, VA New England, United Ag and Turf, Peerless Spoilers, your New England Ford dealers, Eastern Propane and Oil, Town Fair Tire, Northern Bank in partnership with Heading Home, FindMassMoney.gov, and by Comcast Business.
Drake May eludes a defender, running to his left, looking to the end zone, trying to keep the play alive. Falling down, he throws to the end zone. It's caught. He's got it. Touchdown, Ramondre Stevenson.
By Bigelow Tea, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Miller Lite, Hay Blocks, United Construction and Forestry, Drains by James, Live Nation, UMass Lowell, your New England Chevy dealers, Reed's Ferry Storage Sheds, Hub International New England, Roach Brothers, Dairy Queen, the Peterson School, and by Oakers Technologies.
2nd and 6, and a quick throw to left. It's going to be picked off. Anticipating Duggar, walks in. Touchdown, Patriots.
What I just tell you? Patriots football is a presentation of the Safety Insurance 98.5 The Sports Hub Patriots Radio Network.
This is Boston's most listened to sports station. Boston's home for sports. 95 Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station.
I watched how Gerard worked with them, and I said, that's my next head coach.
Wow. Robert, can I ask you?
And I just want to explain why. Because, you know, as you see players, how long have you been in the league?
10, going on 11.
All right. Well, in the last decade, the players coming into the locker room are different than when you came in.
100%. I say it all the time.
Okay. So how you relate to them, how you connect. We're the ultimate team sport. You can get paid and be number one, but in the end, if you want to win, you're putting team first, and you need guys around you who do that. And this guy did it, and I think he can relate to young people today.
That was Robert Kraft less than 1 year ago when he made Gerard Mayo his new head coach, moving on from the greatest coach in the history of football. And Gerard Mayo was the hand-picked successor. And less than a year after that, we are here tonight, and Gerard Mayo has been fired as head coach of the New England Patriots. After 1 year, they go 4-13. They lose the first overall pick today. It's a hell of a night. It's a hell of a night in Boston sports, and we're here for you all night long. It's Matt McCarthy hanging out. Important programming note. The Bruins are in action right now against the New York Islanders. They trail 2-1. at the end of the first period. That game you can hear in its entirety on Country 102.5. We will be going live to the Garden for the third period tonight. We will have the end of that game, and then we'll be right back here. They say, McCarthy, can you stay on till 10, 11? I said, I'm staying on until the people stop calling. That's where we're at. It's that type of night. You keep calling, I stay on the air. Here all night long on the Sports Hub on a night the Patriots fire the head coach, Gerard Mayo. A quick opening take from me, and then we'll get to you. Early and often tonight, this is your night. 617-779-0985, a place for the fans to share their opinions on this and what's happened to the Patriots and what has gone down in the last year, because, frankly, it is stunning. We're live on YouTube as well tonight. You can find us there. So we'll engage with you early and often. But this needed to happen. It needed to happen. The Gerard Mayo era was a mistake. And I give the Patriots certainly a lot of credit for admitting their mistake instead of doubling down on it. Because I think a lot of other teams and a lot of other organizations and a lot of other ownership groups would have doubled down on it. And I believe Robert Kraft when he said that this decision was painful. This was his hand-picked successor to Bill Belichick. You heard it there at the beginning of the program, talking about the reasons why he believed in Gerard Mayo. And I believe everything Robert Kraft said about Gerard Mayo last year, because his words were backed up by his actions. He put this down on paper years ago, long before he had to, that Gerard Mayo was going to be the next head coach of the New England Patriots. He believed in it that strongly, and I believe him when he says that, because the actions back it up. He committed to him long before he had to. It was a deeply, deeply personal decision for Robert. The Patriots are his baby. He knew he was going to have to move on from Bill Belichick eventually. He certainly didn't want to do it in the fashion that he did. But obviously you need a succession plan, and this was the succession plan. He believed in Gerard Mayo so much that he committed to him to take over for the greatest coach in the history of the franchise, and it blew up in his face. Head coach Gerard Mayo is now a punchline. This year was a disaster, and it's going to be referenced for a
assist on the Koepke goal in that first period. Gives him 20 points on the season. Got 10 assists in the last 13 games for him. Is off the face-off. It'll come back to Zadorov. He spins it around toward the back of the net.
Very few on the power play.
Yes. As he quarterbacks what is thought of as that first power play unit, but that puck angles wide of the net down at Korpisalo's end. Here's Lee stepping behind the net, backhands it toward that far side. Brought back out in front by Barzal, and a chance on the backhand by Lee. Romanov from the left point. Shot blocked. Comes across the ice, and Zadorov steers it up ice here for Elias Lindholm. Lindholm pivots and hands off for a trailer. Marchand put it just wide of the far post. Chopped out past Carlo. Zadorov back to hold Lee at bay. Lee sends it across ice. Barzal chased behind the net by Elias Lindholm. Goes all the way around to the far side circle. Now deals it back to the near side. Mayfield with a shot, with Siplikov providing some traffic in front. Korpisalo able to squeeze that against his body.
Yeah, a good opportunity there for Marchand down the other end, right? Left wing circle, trying to go high to the glove hand side. Bruins attack with speed, pull up in the left wing circle, look late. They did that in the first period. They missed that pass for McAvoy, who was wide open coming down the slot. That went a little bit better. Marchand stepped into the left wing circle to get that shot away.
Face off down to our right, near circle. Trent Frederick against J.G. Pajot. Off the face-off, lifted out of the zone by Peak. Mayfield trying to settle it back near the Islander blue line. Got it around a fallen Wallstrom. Dumped in on goal, and Zizekas' shot is gloved by Korpisalo, forced to hold it. So a face-off again in his end. Shots are 15-10 in favor of the Islanders so far. They had a 12-9 edge in the first period. Kastelik will match up against Zizekas on this faceoff. Off the draw. Frederick got a stick on it. It'll come back toward Korpisalo. Sticks it along for Peak. Up the near side, helped out of the zone by Beecher. And now the puck comes in Frederick's direction. He finds Beecher down the left wing side, and centering pass taken away. Pajot deals out for Siplikov. He plays around Peak and deep into the Bruins zone. Lori will get to it first behind the net. Send it around the near boards past Beecher, and that's going to go for another icing.
Not sure if it's by design or not. Right now, Brazo playing alongside Beecher and Frederick. See if the Bruins have a full complement on the bench right now. They do.
Yeah, so this would, Beecher out there would normally be Wahlstrom's spot, right?
Yeah, it could have been just for the defensive zone face-off, and then you got an icing, so he has to stay. But
off the face-off, Peak will play it up the far boards and out. Beecher chasing it through neutral ice, knocked away from him. It'll come back in his direction, courtesy of Lori. Now here's Brazo, left circle with a shot. Right into the breadbasket of Sorokin, hangs on to it.
They're going to get their looks as long as they take care of the puck in certain areas. That puck just off the wall. Beecher actually fans on it, trying to move the puck into the zone. It comes right under the stick of Brazo. And I mean, Pellick's way back.
Now Zaka will come out to take the attack zone face-off. It's won by Horvat. Sent out of the zone. Palmario on the near boards. Horvat digging for it. Zaka. Geekie able to get it back toward Pasternak, and inside the Bruins zone, he hands it to Parker Wotherspoon. Zaka pass toward Pasternak, directed up into the air. Pellick plays it back toward the Bruins end. That's going to be another icing.
That's the longest 3 minutes.
2:59. We haven't made it 3 minutes in yet.
Got to win all kinds. It's not fun to watch right now.
Sometimes you just got to grind it, right?
Make this sound good, Ryan.
Doing my best. Off the near glass, it'll come out to neutral ice. There's only so many ways you can make an icing sound exciting. Pasternak will wheel it around behind the net, around the far boards, and it'll come out toward McAvoy. Pasternak kicks it onto his stick, over to the far side. McAvoy just inside the line, and Zaka for a shot. Sorokin driving to his right, makes the blocker save. Pasternak along the near side of the blue line, trying to get it to Wotherspoon in the middle, but lost it out of the zone.
That's a good passing play entering the zone that time, and Zaka finds himself wide open there on the left wing.
Barzal pivoting toward the far side of the ice. They'll work it back instead toward Lee at the right side, and deep in comes behind Korpisalo. At the back of the net, Zadorov reaching for it in the near corner. Get some help from Elias Lindholm. Zadorov will play it over to Wotherspoon through the neutral ice. Here's Coyle down the right wing side. Marchand peels it out of the corner. Brings it up toward the half wall and then throws it toward the net. Taken away, and Lee up the left wing side here for the Islanders. Down the left circle, hit the post and in. Anders Lee gets his second of the game as he beats Korpisalo just inside the iron. It's 3-1 Islanders.
Well, the Bruins give up this 2-on-1. Anders Lee improves his angle. He's going to go just off the post, the far post, glove side, coming down the left wing, but it's a 2-on-1. They said he improves his angle. I don't think he could have gotten that puck to the front of the net. Carlos playing it like a 2-on-1, but you got Dobson going to the net back door, so he's got to respect that. It looked like Zadorov was jumping up in the play on that left wing side, and all of a sudden the puck gets turned over, and they're going right back the other way.
That's now 18 goals on the year for Anders Lee, including 2 today. He is breathing down the neck of his 9th 20-plus goal season in the last 11. It's Peak back to play it out of the far corner here for Kastelik. Rink wide. Lorai picks it up off of Karam. From just inside the red line, he sends it deep.
You know, last night the Bruins were able to answer a couple times there when the game looked like it started to get away from them a bit. Had good answers.
Has scored on the next shift on 2 of those Maple Leafs goals. Pajot brings the Islanders back in the right circle.
Looking for a rebound. He got it.
He got it. Kicked way out, but comes all the way out of the zone, right up the middle. On the right side, Cizikas just inside the Boston line. He throws a long shot on goal. Gloved by Korpisalo. Hangs on.
It's like a three-quarter shot. You know, it's not the hardest shot, but it's placed right on the pad. And that's Pajot. All he's doing is trying to elicit a rebound because he's got Cizikas going to the net, and that's a good tie-up there by Peak.
You talk about that a lot, you know, shooting with purpose by the defenseman in particular, right?
Well, I mean, forwards as well. I mean, on a play like that, yeah, you're not going to score from there. Most rarely. Let's put it that way. Goalie misplays it or something like that, but or it dips or tips off a defenseman. So you're looking for shooting, looking for a rebound.
Off the far boards in the Bruins zone. McAvoy chips it away from McLean.
They practice that. There's drills, with teams, and they practice it.
McLost coming through neutral ice. Wotherspoon's got it back. Here's Frederick. Pass off to the right side. Wallstrom reaching in there. Romanov. Wallstrom centering pass. It was behind both Brazo and Frederick, and Islanders head the other way with it. Engvall down in the right wing corner. Giving chase was Fashing, but Bruins come away with it. Wotherspoon got it back out to the red line. The Islanders come right back in, and pass intended for Horvat finds him offside.
Well, you know what happened there is Fashing's making a line change. The door is inside the blue line, and he's getting off the ice. You got to jump over the boards there if your team's coming into the zone. Get outside the blue line and hop the boards. Don't go in that far door. A couple of years ago, that happened to the Bruins like 3 or 4 times. Promising rush, and you got a guy going off the ice inside the zone.
Back in the old days, weren't the benches a little shorter?
Oh, yeah. The guard was.
Yep, here's Geekie getting it back to Zadorov for a one-time blast, but gloved by Sorokin.
The 5th and 6th defensemen used to have to sit in fold-out chairs in the old guard.
Because the bench wasn't big enough for everybody?
The bench wasn't big enough for everybody. Fold-out chairs behind the bench, down at the far end. Spend some time there.
You got to sit on the folding chairs a few times? Now they got room for everybody. A little bit of room to spare.
More than enough.
Yeah. Off the face-off, puck goes over to the far side. Carlo will steer it toward the back of the net. Coyle got it to Zadorov at the near point. His shot gets blocked off into the corner. Pushed up toward the wall and out. And Carlo will skate back after it, and it'll get for an icing.
Anza Media Bank is teaming up with Boston legend Patrice Bergeron again this season for Assists for Kids to donate $37,000 to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. Get details now at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron.
An attack zone face-off off the icing here. Bruins trail 3-1, 13:47 to go here in the second period. Zaka wins it toward the wall. Geekie got it back to Wotherspoon. Left wing side, Pasternak. Out near the blue line now. Threw one in front. Blocked by Dobson. Lee just shoots it off the far glass up ice. Nelson will give chase. Pasternak trying to angle him away from the puck as Wotherspoon gets back onto it along the end boards. McAvoy backhands it along to Zaka. Into the neutral ice comes Pasternak and dumps it in from the red line. All the way around to the far side corner. Lee at the hash marks, plays it toward the middle. Dobson will chase it toward the near boards. He gets run by Geekie along the near wall. Puck gets deep into Bruins territory. McAvoy backhands it away from the forecheck of Barzal. In the neutral ice, Geekie trying to keep it moving forward. Duclair scoops it up. Zaka takes it away from him near the red line. Along the far boards, Geekie just inside the Islander blue. Shoots it in, took a funny hop out of the corner off the glass, and Sorokin didn't realize it. It bounced off the outside of the net. Now a free puck to Lori near his own blue line. Slips away from a Horvat check. Brazo got it toward Frederick. The Islanders regain. Duclair near the red line will play it across ice. Palmieri racing up to it. Couldn't catch up with it. And Lori couldn't handle that pass in the neutral ice. Here comes Palmieri back into the Bruins zone. Right circle shot. Glove stop by Korpisalo. He'll hang on to it. We've got 12:21 to play here in the second period. The Islanders with a 3-1 lead on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food, delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
Thanks to tax reform, American businesses have opened doors across our communities, investing in manufacturing, workers, and equipment, spurring millions of new jobs with higher wages and better training, and setting a new record high in corporate taxes paid to the U.S. government. America's businesses open doors. Tell Congress to keep the door of opportunity open. Protect and strengthen tax reform. Paid for by Business Roundtable.
Mornings on Country 102.5.
12:21 to go, second period. Bruins trailing the Islanders 3-1. Mark Kastelik, Charlie McAvoy assisting on Cole Koepke's goal back in the first period. With those feeds, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation donates another $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about feeding the puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. Got a face-off coming up in the Bruins defensive zone here as Beecher pulls it back in toward the corner. Go around toward the far side. Peek through the neutral ice. Koepke redirected into the Islanders zone, but cleared right back out of there. It'll come back toward Beecher. He tried to hit Koepke cutting toward the blue line, but that didn't connect. Lori has to drop it back toward Peek. Beecher spun around by Siplikov. Puck came back toward Peek. He threw it ahead, but right over to the Islanders. Pajot back inside his own zone. Pellick had to rush to poke check that one around a forechecking Marchand. Through the neutral ice, Pajot will play a floater in toward Korpisalo. Uses the blocker to steer it into the far corner. Peek to Lori near side. Lori looking over his options as he comes out of the zone. Goes rink wide. Directed deep by Lindholm. Chases in after it behind the net. But Romanov steered it up ice. Barzal got it over to Lee. He's already got 2 goals for the Islanders. He's run into the corner by Carlo. Boyle sending it out of the zone. It was tipped, so no icing as it comes all the way down to Sorokin's left.
Either that or because Marchand was going to win the battle, or win the race, I should say.
Lee near the red line. Hands off to Barzal. Skates into the Bruins zone from the near circle. Sends it across, and the shot goes up over the net off the stick of Nelson.
Whoa. Look at the frustration on Nelson.
Wow. Staring up at the rafters.
The body language for him is tough right now. He's a pretty good player, but he's got to go through it at some point and try to fight their way through it. But that puck misses the net. That's a good setup from Barzal. Right wing over to left wing. He's got time and space to get that shot away. The Bruins kind of back off.
Mentioned earlier, Nelson's gone 16 straight without a goal. The last time he scored was when he had 2 against the Bruins in late November.
Marchand got tripped up there after he got to that to negate the icing. He got to the puck first. He got tripped up.
Bruins trying to clear the zone. It's taken away by Horvat, who throws one toward Korpisalo. Now Palmieri, centering pass. Duclair kicks it back toward Pelech for the drive, and Korpisalo makes that save. Wotherspoon plays it on to Zacha, coming through neutral ice. Back for Wotherspoon. Couldn't connect with that on the right wing side. Wotherspoon drills Pelech along the end wall. Comes off the near boards, and McAvoy puts Palmieri into the wall. Puck still in the Islanders zone. Zacha trying to dig it free. Instead, it'll come out, and Wotherspoon dumps it back into the far right wing corner. To approach the midway point of this hockey game, Islanders have a 2-goal lead. Bouncing puck through the neutral ice. Palmieri gets it from Duclair. Throws it in front. Korpisalo directed that one up and over as Horvat skated right through the doorstep. Gorai brings the Bruins back. Wahlstrom trying to get it back to his forehand, lost it, and the Bruins have it back in the neutral ice.
Yeah, had to get it from his backhand to his forehand in traffic there.
Peek down the right wing side, centering pass. Brazo scores! Peek got it to Brazo between the circles for the one-timer, and the Bruins are back within one.
Well, you needed some life here somehow, some way, and Peek's going to provide it by coming down the right wing here as the Bruins get going back up the ice. They don't allow the Islanders to make a change, and the Islanders back way off. And Horvat loses his man in coverage. I mean, the Islanders are so far back. They make a line change, bad line change, but that's that second period when you don't get the puck all the way up the ice. You get stuck out there. Now they back off, but they also give up the middle of the ice, and Peek from the right wing circle is going to find a wide open Brazo.
10th of the year for Brazo. He's got goals in 4 of the last 7.
A couple hits by McAvoy the previous shift. A little energy back into the arena here, back into the TD Garden.
A 3-2 Islanders lead, 9.5 to go here in the second period. Kastelik riding Engvall into the boards in front of the Islander bench. Around the near side of the Bruin zone it comes. Forced out in front against Korpisalo, who scrambles back into position. McLean misfired on a shot attempt to the puck into the far corner. Dobson now, near side of the blue line. Shot blocked by Koepke. And Zadorov's got it. He sends it across ice. It evaded Peek for the moment. Engvall on top of him. Romanov just inside the blue line. Got it back in front for a great chance by Fashing. And somehow Korpisalo kept that one out.
Peek blocked the next one.
McLean puts one up over the net.
He's in some pain right now.
Into the far corner, Engvall gets flattened by Kastelik, brings the crowd to life.
But now you're still stuck out there.
On the far boards, puck centered behind Pajot. Dobson couldn't keep it alive. Zadorov and Zizekas collided. Zizekas got the worst end of that, but now he's got the puck inside the blue line. Pajot's pass broken up by Zadorov. Had Ziplikov in front of the net.
We got fresh forwards on the ice. The D are still stuck out there.
And a chance here for Pasternak as he grabs it up the left wing side. Drags it around Pelech into the front of the net, but poke checked away by Sorokin. Back into the Bruins zone it'll come. A little bit more jump here with 8 minutes to go in this second period.
The Islanders had an answer shift right there. That was their fourth line against the Bruins' fourth line.
Mayfield throws one toward the slot, blocked away there by Carlo. On the far side circle, puck comes around behind the net. Zacha able to win it back. Pivots away from some pressure. Laid up the near side. Geekie will direct that one into the Islanders zone. Out of the far corner comes Mayfield. Up the right side for Nelson. Gets around Coyle coming through neutral ice. Steps in across the line. Knocked off his stick. Coyle will play it up the far wing. Giving chase along with Lindholm. But the Islanders will come right back with it. Barzal just inside the Bruins line. Over to Lee. Low shot. Save made by Korpisalo. And the rebound steered away. Volleyed back toward the Islanders zone. Marchand trying to knock it out of the air. Instead it's Romanov. Lee, rink wide pass to Nelson, just inside the Bruins line. He finds a cutting Dobson, right circle, a shot, and the pad saved by Korpisalo. Back through neutral ice. Coyle able to spin Romanov away from it. Now Marchand trying to get it onto his stick. Pivots out of the far circle, a shot by McAvoy. Turned aside, stuffer attempt by Coyle near post, and Sorokin gets down to cover that up. Well, everybody's woken up here. 6:46 to go in the second period. It's the Islanders 3 and the Bruins 2 on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the...
Good afternoon. This is your captain, Genie, from Aladdin on Broadway. I'm pleased to welcome you aboard your magic carpet with direct services to Agrabah. On your left, you'll find a dazzling love story. To your right, show-stopping singing and dancing. And just ahead, a whole new world ready for you to explore as we celebrate a decade of Broadway magic. Sit back, relax, and enjoy our shining, shimmering spectacle. Get tickets today at AladdinTheMusical.com.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food, delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
Commercial free at 8, 2, and 4.
Justin Brazo's goal, assisted by Andrew Peak, is our delivery of the game, delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. 6:46 to go here in the second. And the Bruins trailing 3-2 after that Brazo goal.
Just showed Jack Edwards on the Jumbotron. Gave it his signature pump.
Always good to see Jack back in the building.
Well, it's good to see some energy back in the building right now because it was a sleepy period and a half.
Jack would be loving these last few minutes of this game. Not so sure about the rest of it so far.
Terrific save by Corpusalo on Fashing, and then the second opportunity, I think it was blocked by Peak.
Look in the offensive zone here. It'll skip past Peak along the far side. Now he's coming back just ahead of McLean. Orai gets it from Frederick. Fires a pass up ice. Here's Brazo on the far side wing. He dumps it in. Bounces off the back of the net. Wallstrom in on the forecheck here at the back of the net. Pajot run into by Brazo. And the puck comes out of the zone off the glove of Wotherspoon. Free puck in the neutral ice. Wotherspoon and Fashing fighting over that one. Frederick drops it back, and Lorai will retrieve. Just under 6 minutes to play here in the second period. Wotherspoon gets the pass from Lorai. Coming through neutral ice and all the way into the Islander end. Angles it around behind the net. Geeky had it knocked away from him along the far circle. Lifted out of the zone and brought ahead by Pajot. On the left circle, here's Cizikas with a shot. Save made by Corpusalo.
That's a nice pass from Pajot, moving one way back against the green.
Dobson over to Romanov for a shot, and that one gobbled up by Corpusalo. No rebound. 5:32 to play, second period. It's the Islanders 3 and the Bruins 2 here on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Can you name every song from 80s pop hits to 90s hip-hop? Whatever your favorite music era, show off your music knowledge with Alexa's Ultimate Song Quiz. We'll play a short clip and you guess the song and artist. Just say, Alexa, play Song Quiz to start. Play solo or challenge family and friends with music from any genre or decade. Try it now. Say, Alexa, play Song Quiz.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food, delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives. Get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
2-5, Boston's hottest new country.
5:32 to play here in the second period. Bruins trailing the Islanders 3-2. Bruins will be back here at TD Garden on Tuesday night to take on the Edmonton Oilers at 7 p.m. Select tickets still available to purchase. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets and lock in your seat for the Oilers' only visit to the Garden this year. Face-off will be to the right of Jonas Korpisalo. It'll be Coyle to take the draw in that far circle against Nelson. Coyle wins it back into the corner. McAvoy shoots it up the far boards. Lindholm taps it free. Here's Coyle coming through the center circle. Chips it down into the left wing corner. Goes in there against Dobson. Gets rid of the boards. And the Islanders will come away with the puck. Nelson back through the neutral ice. Barzal just inside the Bruins line. Sends it over far side. Romanov picks it up off the carom. Send it back through the slot. Barzal tapped it back to Dobson, and his shot angled wide of the net. Korpisalo doesn't have his stick.
Yeah, Lee hanging around the front as well. And he's a tough body to move. Plus, he takes up a lot of space down there.
Korpisalo keeping his eyes on the puck as he reaches down to collect the stick. Bruins will bring the puck out of the zone. Wotherspoon up the right side. Here's Lindholm with a wide angle shot. The save made by Sorokin.
Big rebound there from Marchand. Just couldn't come up with it.
Barzal back through neutral ice and steps into the Boston zone. Turned into the boards along the near side by Pastrnak. Got it up toward the red line. Barzal goes down as he tried to play it back into the Bruins zone. Geekie gets a pass from Zacha just inside the Islander blue line. Zacha trying to keep that moving against Siplikov. Pastrnak just out of his reach as it trickles in on goal. Sorokin will cover it up.
Yeah, Islanders have done a nice job not really allowing any odd man rushes. They got caught in some coverage issues when they tried to make a line change, and that's where Brazo's goal came in. But they haven't really allowed that odd man rush. Right now, it's the difference of the game. The Bruins allowing the 2-on-1 where Lee was able to score.
Saw a replay. Charlie Coyle looks like he got a stick up high from Dobson.
Dobson going into the corner, yeah.
Shaking his head. Over on the bench is Coyle.
They've let him play.
Yep.
Only the one penalty, right? And
that was the delay of game.
Delay of game for
the
challenging.
Yeah. Puck played into the neutral zone here. Pajot and Lohrei came together. Puck jumped up into the air. Back in to the Islanders zone. And Pellick goes to get it along the far boards. We hit 4 minutes to go here in the second period. Directed deep behind Korpisalo. Bruins can't get to it in time. Here's Siplikov coming around toward the near side circle. Pivots along the hash marks away from Zacha. Got it back to Mayfield at the point. Over to the far side. Losky tried to play it off into the corner, and it'll be Pete there for the Bruins. Round behind the net for Lohrei at the near circle. Up the left side, Pastrnak had not only the puck, but the stick knocked away from him by Mayfield. Bruins still able to get the puck deep. Sorokin went out behind the net to play it. Kind of double clutched on it. Beecher got in on the forecheck and won that puck back, but now taken back along the far boards by McLean. The Islanders get out of the zone, and Fashing dumps it around the Bruins' end. Beecher pushed it over toward Carlo. Takes a hit to move the puck. Pass coming out of the zone from Koepke. Missed Zadorov and comes back toward the Bruins zone. Carlo and company able to regain. Carlo will play it across the ice, but nobody home. That's going to be another Bruins icing.
Fans, hockey season's the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
The Bruins with a defensive zone face-off here to the right of Mark Castellet. Shots are 25-17 in favor of the Islanders in this one, and they have a 3-2 lead. Off the draw, shot by Romanov, taken by Korpisalo, no rebound, draws the whistle. That'll give the Bruins a chance to change up here off of that previous icing. Bring out Frederick, Brazo, and Coyle's going to come out for this face-off here.
Well, whatever was ailing Coyle is obviously gone now. They relied on him for a lot of face-offs before. Back to it now. He loses this one, though.
There's a couple weeks there where he wasn't taking draws almost at all. Puck out of the blue line here. Shot by Romanov, knocked down in front. Frederick will pivot in behind the Bruins net with the puck with 2.5 to go in the period. Wotherspoon ahead to the red line. From the left side, dumps it around the boards. Duclair backs it up. Romanov in the corner, rushed by Frederick, puts a shoulder into him. Frederick got it for Wallstrom at the far circle, but knocked away.
A lot more dumps this period by the Bruins. You know, they're trying to carry that puck through a bunch of white jerseys.
You mentioned that in the first period. It was, kind of
get it behind them, go to work
out there at the blue line. Wallstrom along the near side boards, battling his way through Dobson.
Once you can do that, right? You catch him in a change.
Here's Brazo at the side of the net, trying to get it to Frederick in front. Knocked away, and Nelson brings the Islanders ahead. Drop pass for Lee on the right wing side. Stops along the near circle, and Frederick goes down as he tried to challenge for that puck. And they're going to get Lee on a trip here.
That's a tough call on Lee.
It is.
That is a tough call on Lee, but they're talking to the linesman now. They're going to. I bet this gets taken off the board.
Frederick came over to try to make a defensive play on that puck and just kind of stumbled headlong toward the boards.
It was not a trip. Patrick was looking like, are you serious?
All four officials are gathered in here for a conference as Brad Marchand came skating over from the Bruins bench. Well, he's having a chat with Anders Lee right now.
He did. I just got a better view of it. He got his stick in there on the left foot of Frederick. I'm wrong. Watch the replay. I think it is a tripping call.
Well, officials still trying to come to a consensus here. And here we go.
Nobody in the box.
There's no penalty on the play.
I think they got together and they actually got it wrong.
All right.
Frederick comes over for a hit, and Lee sticks his stick right into the left foot of Frederick. It's right in between his feet.
That's a trip.
Yes, it is.
It was along the near board, so it was tough for us to see from the angle, but when you get a look at the reverse angle, it's pretty clear trip.
I applaud the effort to get it right, but they missed that one.
They talked themselves out.
I was wrong at my first assessment. It was clearly a trip.
Marchand is pointing up at the Jumbotron here over center ice, and as he talks to the referee, and says, that's a penalty.
Yeah. Wow.
So the Bruins denied a power play here against this Islanders penalty kill, which is dead last in the league.
Yeah, but they've got a shorthander today.
Right, yes, they do. Here's Siplikov off of the face-off, sending over to Pelech for a shot. Walkered into the corner by Korpisalo. Back to Pelech, it comes to the blue line. He'll play it around behind the Bruins net. Wotherspoon right there. Backhands a pass for Elias Lindholm. Can't get it out of the zone. Pajot from the far circle to Cizikas. They work it back along the blue line. Here's Pelech, straight on shot. Goes wide to the right. Off the near boards. Pulick gets around Marchand, shoots up over the net.
He can rip it.
Now Pelech with a shot. That blocked by McAvoy. Came right back to him. To the left side. And just on Barzal. Had it hit him in the skate, but he's able to maintain possession. Pelech at the left point. Challenged and forced out of the zone by Coyle. We're under a minute to play here in the second period. Islanders leading 3-2. Barzal gets it back across the Bruin blue line.
Forwards all got off the ice in a change. Wotherspoon and McAvoy stuck out there.
McAvoy plays it ahead for Geekie near the red line. Trying to get it deep.
Still out there.
Nelson brings the Islanders back. Drops one off along the far side. Barzal to Romanov. Backhands it along the blue line to Dobson. Now to the right circle. Nelson back to Dobson, and he puts it wide of the net. Romanov throws it back to the net, and a stick save, Korpisalo. 22 seconds to go in the period. Bruins will get it out as McAvoy plays it up ice. A backspin on that one. Geeky able to win it back. Here's Sacco with a shot. And the blocker stops Sorokin.
Sorokin's made a couple of great saves on Zacha here in this second period.
Final 5 seconds of the period. Islanders will just lift one up into the Bruins zone and let the clock run out. And they'll take a 1-goal lead into the locker room after 2 periods of play. So what was a mostly sleepy second period woke up about halfway through, and Justin Brazeau cut this back to a 1-goal game. And that is where we stand. We'll be back with our second intermission from TD Garden coming up on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
Now Taxes is 100% free when you file in the TurboTax app if you didn't file with us last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just do your own taxes in the app by 2/18.
What if I have lots of forms?
All good, all 100% free.
What if I had 3 jobs?
Still 100% free.
What if I once saw Bigfoot?
That has nothing to do with taxes, so still 100% free.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now this is taxes. See if you qualify in the TurboTax app. Excludes TurboTax Live, must start and file in app by 2/18.
Do you hear that? Didn't think so. That's the sound of your engine building up harmful deposits. And unfortunately, that starts the moment you drive it off the lot. But here's the good news. Valvoline has revolutionized a way to completely reverse them. Introducing Valvoline Restore and Protect. It's the first and only motor oil that restores pistons to factory clean by removing up to 100% of deposits. That's right, 100%. Restoring your pistons to factory clean. New Restore and Protect.
And start down your path to visual freedom. Boston Vision has locations in Brookline, Wellesley, Medford, Andover, and Milford. Because your best vision is Boston Vision.
When your home or business needs an oil tank of any size removed or installed, go with the Removal Pro. It will also remove any size boiler, furnace, or water heater, and even excavate and replace propane tanks. Visit oilremovalpro.com. That's oilremovalpro.com.
Can you name every song from 80s pop hits to 90s hip hop? Whatever your favorite music era, show off your music knowledge with Alexa's Ultimate Song Quiz. We'll play a short clip and you guess the song and artist. Just say, Alexa, play Song Quiz to start. Play solo or challenge family and friends with music from any genre or decade. Try it now. Say, Alexa, play Song Quiz.
He's got the instructions you need.
Wrap that meat.
Matt McCarthy on the Sports Hub.
based on how you guys handled the game today and played to win, that there was some conversation had with ownership prior to the game. Did they at any point this week tell you how they wanted you to handle this one?
Not at all. It just goes back to, look, anytime we step foot on the field, we want to win.
Going off of Phil's question, did you have any conversation with the front office about the approach?
No, I'm the head coach of the football team, and anytime we step foot on the field, we want to win.
And he coached that way today. And I don't think it cost him his job because he knew he was losing his job anyway. It might have been the reason it happened so fast, though. Instead of, waiting until after dinner or, waiting until tomorrow, you come in, you sit him down, you have the, emotional goodbyes, all that. I think it might have been the reason it happened so quickly. Wow, you really coached to win that game, huh? You're gone. See you later. We can't have that. We can't have you coaching to win games in Week 18 when we want to tank. I don't fault Jerod Mayo for it. I certainly don't. I fault Jerod Mayo for a lot of things this year, but I certainly don't fault him for wanting to win this game today. And it hurt the Patriots, just like this whole year hurt the Patriots. This thing was a disaster. It's Matt McCarthy. Programming alert. As we mentioned a little while ago, we will be carrying the third period of Bruins Islanders live here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. The Bruins trailed the Islanders 3-2. We will have puck drop 10 minutes from now. A puck drop scheduled for 8:03 at the Garden. We will continue our Jerod Mayo coverage immediately after the Bruins and the Islanders are done tonight at the Garden, so don't go anywhere. But we will have the Bruins and the Islanders coming your way 10 minutes from now. We'll take your calls all the way up until then, and then, of course, after the game as well. So hang tight. Jerod, Tom in Framingham. How you doing, Tom?
Hey, doing good. I just don't know how you can think this is good for Jerod Mayo. I mean, winning one game. I mean, all it does is show he won't play ball with other owners. I mean, you have the whole season to see what he did and how the team regressed and didn't progress in any aspect. And they did quit on him last week. Like, there's no arguing that. I think this just shows that he won't play ball with ownership. Other owners will see that, especially with that little grin with walking off winning. Like, it's definitely spit in their face. And the last time this happened with the coach was Lovie Smith when he won with the Browns, fired before Black Monday, lost the #1 pick, dropped down 2, and he's never coached again since. So I just think this is terrible for him.
Hey, Tom, maybe you're right about that. Do you fault the guy? If you were in Jerod Mayo's shoes, would you just go in there and lay down today knowing you're about to get fired? Oh, no, let me help you moving forward. If you were walking into your job and you knew your boss was going to fire you at the end of the day, at the end of your shift, would you do everything in your power to help the company moving forward? Or would you do what you could to go out with some semblance of pride? And that's exactly what Jerod Mayo did today, and I don't begrudge him one bit for it. Good for Jerod Mayo. Good for Alex Van Pelt, too. You want to talk about the real winner out of today? It's Alex Van Pelt. A guy who was brought in to be fired. We know the setup. He was the 12th choice or whatever he was. He was always going to be scapegoated for the thing. I mean, the Alex Van Pelt discussion we had over the summer ad nauseum. Oh, Alex Van Pelt, why is he here? I can't wait until they fire Alex Van Pelt and bring in a real coordinator. Mark Bertrand texted me during a show one day and said, Alex Van Pelt is the human hurdle that Drake May has to overcome. That was the Alex Van Pelt discussion all year long. Oh, the overreactions to the play calling on a 3-14 football team. Alex Van Pelt helped himself today big time. He developed Drake May and Joe Milton. Joe Milton had himself a hell of a game. If I'm Alex Van Pelt, I'm saying thank you very much. Get me the hell out of here. I will go somewhere else. I will go to a better operation because I look good coming out of this. Alex Van Pelt looks good coming out of this. It was a good day for him. You could argue maybe it's not a good day for Mayo. Obviously, the guy got fired. We know it's not necessarily a great day for him, but at least he went out with some type of pride. How about Steven in Natick? Hey, Steven.
Hi. On the Mayo issue, I think one of the reasons Mayo was hired is Kraft seems to be obsessed with getting into the Hall of Fame, the NFL Hall of Fame, and he probably thought this was another feather in his cap to hire a minority.
Let's not go there. We're not doing it tonight. We're not doing it. We're going to talk about football. We're going to talk about the football reasons. I'm not doing it. You drop DEI. If I hear one caller tonight reference that, nope. We're talking about the football thing. Robert Kraft fell in love with Jerod Mayo 5 years ago. So it had long time ago. Long time ago. Not entertaining it. I want to talk about football. You can call another show if you want to talk about the other stuff. I want to talk about football. How about Junior in the car? Hey, Junior.
Yeah, hey, what's up? I agree with Tom, and I also think that Mayo did nothing. The team didn't do anything at all, and I think Kraft is going to bypass the Rooney Rule again and hire Grable.
He can't do that. Yeah, the whole thing, too. And I got, not that I want to do it, like the whole, I'm not even going down there. Not going that way. Nate in Florida. Hey, Nate.
Hey, Matt, thanks for having me. Hey, so I think that it was I think it's a new era. I think that Jonathan took over. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it very well could be. Very well could be. I think, obviously Robert has a personal affinity for Gerard Mayo that's been very apparent. Again, described finding Gerard Mayo, and his relationship with Gerard Mayo and making Gerard Mayo his head coach, like meeting and getting to know and falling in love with his wives. So it's a very hard decision for Robert to make personally. I get that. I mean, he certainly stuck his neck out there for a candidate who hadn't even been a coordinator before, believed in him that much. And as a human being, it's very hard when you make a decision, when you feel that strongly about something, and it's obvious that Robert felt that strongly about Gerard Mayo. That's one of the key parts of this story. He felt so strongly about Gerard Mayo and that he was the right person for the job and the right person to take over for Bill Belichick. He felt so strongly about that. That's a hard thing to walk away from. When you're dug in personally on an opinion you have or anything, that's a hard thing to walk away from. Trust me, I know. I do sports talk radio. Jonathan definitely was in his ear. If I had to speculate, Jonathan was definitely in his ear about this decision and saying, Dad, we need to move on. I mean, look at Jonathan, a few weeks ago in Arizona. I mean, the reaction that he's having. I mean, to me, I think the way you should take that is, Dad, don't you see? Don't you see what's going on here? This isn't good enough. To which I would say to Jonathan, yeah, you're complaining about the play calling. You hired him. Ownership hired him. It all starts with the Crafts. It all starts with the Crafts. 617-779-0985. How about Chris in Winchendon? Hey, Chris.
Hey.
What's up?
Yeah, so I just want to chime in about the Gerard Mayo situation. I think the Patriots went out and they, I think they rushed the process with him last season, just hiring him right away. They should have went out and just, went out and found a suitable head coach that could do the job, for a couple years,
Chris, the process was flawed. And actually part of the process was to circumvent the Rooney Rule. Because they named him, head coach in waiting. They had a succession plan, which I didn't even know you could do in the NFL, but apparently you can still do that. And yeah, they believed in Mayo that much. And by the way, I don't fault Robert Kraft for having that type of conviction. You want your owner to have a conviction. He just missed badly on the evaluation, terribly on the evaluation, and didn't do enough and didn't do anything ultimately to help his hand-picked successor succeed. No experienced coaches, an inexperienced general manager, first-time GM, didn't let the GM pick the coach, didn't let the coach pick the GM, like all that stuff. Arranged marriages, those never work out well in sports anywhere between coach and GM. Doesn't work. Almost never works. Didn't spend enough money on the roster. I mean, they're dead last in the league in cash spending over the last 8 years. They've got $40 million in salary cap space, $36 million, whatever it is. They didn't do enough. And it comes back on them. Yes, they needed to move on. Yes, this was the right decision tonight to do that. Mayo was not ready for the job. We all can agree with it. They weren't going to improve with Mayo at the helm next year. Nobody was going to come work for Mayo knowing he was going to be on the hot seat after watching what he did to Van Pelt in Arizona. The whole thing was untenable. It was a problem. You couldn't do it. But ownership ultimately is responsible for this, and they didn't do enough to help Gerard Mayo, and you make your bed, and they're having a lie in it by firing Gerard Mayo tonight. Pablo in the van. Pablo. We're up against it, Pablo. I got to let you go. Mark in Norwood. Hey, Mark.
Hey, so I'll go back to my favorite Shakespeare quote. If what's to be done must be done, better it is done quickly, from Macbeth. But it wasn't. He blew it again. He should have played him before the game. Like you said, this is all in craft. And do you think Mayo, knowing, hearing, like we all did, he was going to get axed, was going to go out there and lay down? No, this was the big middle finger to Kraft. Mayo wasn't ready. I don't blame him. He's probably a great guy, and someday he may be a good coach. I want Thomas Dimitrov to come in here and clean this mess up.
But it wasn't going to be here, and it wasn't going to be now, and it wasn't going to be with this situation. Mark, you're totally right about it. Was not going to happen. All right, here's the deal. Bruins and Islanders about to drop the puck for the third period. RJ and Bob are standing by at the Garden. We will be back immediately after the game. We're going all night long here on the Sports Hub. We will continue with Gerard Mayo coverage all night, but over to the Garden. RJ, Bob, Bruins trailing the Islanders 3-2. I'm Matt McCarthy.
The home of the Bruins, Patriots, Revs, and Celtics. Boston's home for sports is 95, the Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station.
Second period, it was a missed call. They originally called a trip on Anders Lee, and then referees got together and rescinded it. But I thought they got it right in the first place.
Yeah, we didn't think so at first.
No, I didn't think so at first.
Yeah.
When I first saw it just live, I said, "Oh no, it's."
Of course, they don't get the benefit of watching the replay.
They have a much better angle.
Yeah.
But you got four guys out there, and you hope that, in the effort to get it right, they get it right.
Right. So here we go to start the third period. Bruins will go from left to right on offense. I'd like to welcome those of you now joining us on our normal flagship station, 98.5, the Sports Hub in Boston. After Patriots coverage, Gerard Mayo relieved of his duties today. Puck goes around the far side of the Bruins net, off the far wall. It'll be played to Pellet. His shot redirected by Nelson, wide of Korpisalo. McAvoy will start the Bruins through neutral ice, cutting toward the left wing side. Takes it down toward the left corner. Wraps around toward the near side. Carlo at the point played it back into the middle, but lost it out of the zone as he tried to feed it to Pastrnak. Carlo gives it to Sacco. Pass through the neutral ice. Pastrnak able to chip it past the defense. Moves in left circle. Shot goes up over the net. And Horvat will start the Islanders back the other way. His pass, reaching for it. Duclair on the right side. Hand it off for Palmieri. They work it back to the point. Dobson got it over to Romanov. Played it down into the left wing corner, into the back of the net. Carlo steered it back around the near side boards. Horvat whipped it back in behind the net. Carlo goes to the far side with it this time. Zadorov with some space. Pass into the middle for Sacco. Right side Pastrnak across the line. Stops along the circle. Got it to Geekie for a turnaround shot, and the save made by Sorokin. No rebound.
Yeah, Pastrnak didn't quite handle that puck the way he wanted to coming into the zone. Had to kind of blow up a little bit on it, but he kept control. And by the time he got better control of it, he was all the way over near the boards. So he's looking into the middle, and Geekie was coming through that area. And that line has generated some good looks. You mentioned Sacco had 2 good looks in the second period.
Face off in the attack zone here for Trent Frederick. Islanders will come away with this one. Coming through the neutral ice. Chalowski played it up the right side. Pajot, now Siplikov into the far corner against Frederick, who rides him off the puck.
Siplikov was noticeable in the game in New York. He had a good game there. I don't know if it's kind of the rookie kind of Blas middle of the season type of thing. Catching up with him a little bit, but
he had a goal and an assist in that game. As down the right wing side, it'll come toward the end wall for Zizekas. Rookie signed out of the KHL over in Russia. Has 19 points in 39 games this year. Wahlstrom upends Pellet. Zizekas sent it over to the far side. Long shot. Save made by Korpisalo. Back of the net. Lorai able to push it toward the near wall. Comes to get it and then gets flattened along the near boards.
Just chip that puck up the board. You got Frederick there in support.
Lorai skates back to get it behind the Bruins net again. Sends Brazo up the far side. From the red line, he'll send it in towards Sorokin. Head off on a change. 2.5 minutes into the third period. Bruins down 3-2 here on home ice. Both of these teams trying to snap 3-game losing streaks. Just inside the Bruins zone on the far circle. Shot wide of the net. Comes off the near boards. Bashing, digging for it along the wall against Kastelik and Beecher. Kastelik kept it away from McLean at the back of the net. Taken away by Engvall, but he hit the back of the net with a puck as he tried to center it. Koepke able to force it out past a pinching Dobson. Islanders regain. Romanov's pass redirected deep by Engvall, and Korpisalo plays it along for McAvoy. McAvoy pivots up ice. Long pass trying to find Coyle coming through neutral ice and missed him, and that will be an icing here against Boston.
Fans, check out the upcoming Hardest Working Player of the Week content on 985thesportshub.com. Bruins page brought to you by the Peterson School. The Peterson School is now enrolling for their spring semester in Woburn, Westwood, Worcester, Haverhill, and Turner Falls. Visit petersonschool.com to learn more.
A face-off to the left of Jonas Korpisalo. 28 saves for him tonight. Off the drop, Coyle kicks it into the far corner. Wotherspoon played it off the glass. It came to Coyle. Lindholm. Think wide pass trying to hit Marchand, moving ahead to the attacking blue line. Now into the far corner it goes. Around the near boards, and Lee chasing up ice. He and McAvoy wrestling each other along the near wall as the puck comes to Wotherspoon. Popped off the far boards away from Marchand. In front, Lee scores! And Charlie McAvoy smashes his stick over the crossbar as the Islanders go up 4-2.
Well, he's physical with Lee along the wall, and that's not an easy guy to be physical with, so he stops him there. Lee trying to carry this puck. They let them battle, but then Lee is going to beat McAvoy back to the front of the net. The Bruins try to wrap the puck around the boards. Wotherspoon goes up the left wing and gets picked off there by Pulock, and he sends it right in front for Lee, who comes back to the front of the net, a step ahead of McAvoy, goes forehand, backhand, and up past the glove hand side there at Korpisalo, and yeah, McAvoy breaks his stick right over the crossbar, knowing that Lee was able to get back to the front of the net ahead of him.
So Anders Lee now once again has 2 goals.
I thought for sure he tipped that one in, but Pulock he's factored in 3 goals now.
So it's 16-13 to go. Bruins trail by 2 once again. Lorai inside the Bruins zone, able to settle down a rolling puck, comes up toward the left side and dumps it around behind Sorokin. He will reverse it back toward Dobson. Chopped out of the zone. Peak right there. Plays it off the far boards and in across the line. Zacha trying to swing it to the right side. Picked off. And out of the zone it comes from Horvat. Lorai and Peak trading the puck back inside the Bruins zone. Peak's pass hits Pasternak. Turns it toward the red line. Floats it down the left wing side. Dobson to it first. Pasternak comes and gets a hit, but Pajot lost it into the middle here for Geekie. Geekie sent it across. Score! Off the turnover. Pasternak one-times it through Sorokin. Bruins right back within 1.
There's the answer you're looking for, just like last night there against the Leafs, where they answered a couple of times. Still more work to be done, but we take advantage of a turnover. You mentioned this line has had some good looks here in this game. That's the first real good one for Pasternak, though. Geekie picks off this puck in the right at the top of the circle on this turnover. Pajot tried to make a backhand pass into the middle of the ice. Geekie picks it off, and you've got Pasternak stationed right at the dot in the left wing circle. And what a nice pass there from Geekie in the wheelhouse for Pasternak.
And Pasternak had been held to just 1 shot on goal through the first 40 minutes, but buries that one, and it's a 4-3 game. Kastelik plays it into the neutral ice. Here's Koepke bringing it from the red line to the Islander blue. Battling toward the far boards. Kastelik trying to keep it moving toward the corner. Mayfield holds him up. Koepke gets knocked to a knee by McLean. Stays with it. Zalowski going behind the net. He and Kastelik wrestling. He had a hold of Kastelik's stick. Kastelik's wondering where the penalty is.
And then Kastelik had a man in front open.
And there's been just one penalty called in this game, and that was a delay of game after the incorrect challenge by Patrick Roy on the Bruins' first goal.
Yeah, Chalowski got away with that one.
That could be dumped around behind the Bruins' net. Zadorov from the near circle. Boston going left to right here in the third period. 14 and a half minutes to go, down by 1. Frederick sends for Wallstrom along the left wing side. He'll play it down toward the end boards. Brazo gets in there on the forecheck, but gets squeezed off it by Pelech. Back out into the neutral zone. Puck bouncing away from McAvoy. Siplikov got it into the middle. Brazo back checking to knock that away. He's got it off the far wall now to McAvoy. Cutting toward the near right side. McAvoy will play it down deep. Back toward the near side. Wallstrom pinches against the boards to keep that puck around, or send it back around. And the Islanders look at clear and will. Siplikov waiting for it, but Wotherspoon got in the way. Brazo gets it back across the line. Here's Wallstrom, right circle, a shot rising up off the glass.
Yeah, Pelech got a piece of that.
Wallstrom going into the corner and hit the referee, and the skate kicked away from him. And it'll be Nelson trying to get it out, knocked away by Wallstrom. Peak spun away from it. It gets it back, trying to deal it across ice. Had Pastrnak waiting in that left circle, but it never got there. Peak now back to retrieve in his own zone with 13:17 to go. Lorai gives it back to him. Peak skating up toward the red line. Didn't have much room to maneuver there.
No, he did not. They were steering him that way.
He'll come back deep into his own zone again here.
McAvoy does really well when he's on his game. He takes the middle ice. He starts on one side, but he doesn't get pushed all the way over to the boards.
Lorai skating in across the Islander line. Shot blocked by Dobson. Sails up and out of play. We've got 12:52 to go here in the third. Islanders pulled out to a 2-goal lead. Bruins get it right back to 1. Here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
As you age, your body's natural healing and rebuilding processes slow down. Ancient Nutrition's multi-collagen advanced lean supplement, made from real food-based sources, promotes healthy weight management, builds lean muscle, reduces joint discomfort, and improves your skin, hair, and nails. It's delicious and easy to mix into your morning coffee or smoothie. Right now, Ancient Nutrition is offering 25% off your first order when you go to ancientnutrition.com/now25. That's ancientnutrition.com/now25 for 25% off your first order.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food, delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives. Get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
Felger and Naz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
4-3, 12:52 to go in the third period, but for the third time in 2 games, they respond in less than a minute after giving up a goal. As David Pastrnak, scoring at 4:35, his 16th of the year, now leads the team, pulls ahead of Brad Marchand.
2 goals last game for Pastrnak. Goal here today.
He had 3 assists the first meeting of these 2 teams this year. The Bruins 6-3 win. And chase a puck along the far boards, had it knocked out of the zone. Kulak going to work his way ahead against Wotherspoon, who drives him to the end boards behind the Bruins net. The puck taken by Sacco. He'll work his way out to the blue line. Pass to the right side for McAvoy. Cross corner dump in. Ricocheted out of the far corner. Steered out very quickly by the Islanders, and McAvoy will dump it in. Around the boards it goes this time. Romanov drops it back to Pelech. 12:15 to go in regulation. At the red line, a takeaway here for Zadorov. Comes back toward his own zone. Moves over to Carlo. Been paired up tonight with Wotherspoon playing with McAvoy. As that puck shot wide of the net off a deflection, kicked around the boards and off to Wallstrom. Bruins losing out of the zone. Kicked at by Carlo. Turned over to Pajot. Romanov whipped it back. Dobson up the far side. Bounced away from Cizikas. Under pressure, Siplikov able to knock it free from Zadorov, but Bruins will regain. Brazo on the near boards. Gets it past Cholofsky, and it will come down into the Islander zone. Mayfield having to play it away from the forechecking Beecher. Beecher now back checking as puck brought through neutral ice, and Kastelik comes over and lays a heavy hit on Fashing.
Shaking him up.
He's hurt. Headed to the bench as Peak brings the Bruins through neutral ice. Backhands into the left wing corner. Kepke.
As you had Beecher hounding Fashion all the way back up the ice, so he never got prepared for that hit from Kastelik.
On the end boards, Beecher gets knocked down by Cholofsky. Puck comes around toward Peak at the near point. Sent back toward the slot by Lorei. Got away from Kastelik, and it'll be Engvall to bring the Islanders out.
Both coaches have been content to go fourth line against fourth line.
Wayne gets a pass from Barzal. Winds and fires from the top of the left circle, and Korpisalo made the save. Behind the net, Barzal coming toward the near side. Gets it back to Pelech at the left point. Shot goes wide to the short side.
Now they're getting fresh bodies on the ice. The Islanders are. The Bruins need to change.
Pasternak picks one off, gives to Peak, angles it up ice. Geeky chasing that into the Islanders zone. Gets position on Pelech and gets knocked to a knee. Going to stay with it. Saka comes in to help out. Pushed it toward the blue line, but picked off by Lee.
Didn't quite have the right angle on that indirect pass, huh?
Yeah. Saka back in his own zone. Finds Geeky. Pass across the ice to McAvoy. Floats one to the attacking blue line here for Wotherspoon. Right circle, trying to get it in front. Pasternak picks it up from behind the net. Brings it along the near side boards. Brings it back down low. Geeky moves it toward McAvoy. Off his skate, turned over and out.
He's over on his offside that time, right? He's over on the left.
Wotherspoon near the red line. Drives it back around the board. Sorokin stays put and watches it. Palmieri gets it back deep behind the Bruins net. Carlo to Zadorov. Boyle up the far left wing side for Marchand. Free puck here comes to Carlo, and he shoots it just up over the crossbar, and then crashing in for the rebound off the back glass. And Sorokin able to make the stop along the far post. Horvat throws a long shot in Korpisalo's direction, and he knocks that aside. Coyle brings the Bruins right back as we go end to end here. Marchand trying to get it back out in front. It was blocked. Palmieri picks it up off the far boards, got it to the blue line, but not out. Marchand gloved it down, but then lost it. And Horvat will play it back into Boston territory. Both teams get changes. 8:50 to go here in the third period. 4-3, Islanders lead. Puck hits a broken stick in the neutral ice, and now Brazo's chasing down the left wing side. Ridden to the wall by Dobson. Wallstrom pushed it along for Frederick. Lorei from the left point. And sliding out to try to make the play with Cizikas. Lorei able to fight through it. Wallstrom from the right circle. A shot. Sorokin makes a good one. Frederick from the left circle. Trying to get it back toward the point. Peak had to rush over to the center of the blue line to try to keep that alive. Cizikas lunging at it. And the Islanders will get it as Pajot plays it around Peak out into the neutral zone. Lorei back with Siplikov on his tail. 8:10 to go. Peak backhanding a floater into the neutral ice. Brazo chops it into the attack zone. Beecher over on the forecheck. Puck comes careening back out into the neutral ice, and McAvoy gets it from Wotherspoon. Under the forechecking pressure of McLean. Wotherspoon shoots it up the left wing side, but turned over. Pelech will get it back in along the near boards into the Bruins' end. Wotherspoon sends it hard around the far boards. Kempke swept it out, lifted back into the Bruins' end by Mayfield, gloved down by McAvoy. On the skate away from Engvall. On the far boards, it's Geeky. Deep in it goes, and Kastelik in on the forecheck. Gets a crunching hit on Romanov.
Yeah, usually that's Romanov throwing those hits.
Here's Pasternak back in on the attack. Hands off to Saka. In front, Pasternak! Score!
reload right through the neutral zone, right? Get that puck, get it going in that direction. They move it wide to Sacco. He's got good speed coming over the blue line. Snorop to Pastrnak. Pastrnak over to the left wing. And that's the give and go. As Sacco fakes the shot, and he's going to go right across the top of the blue paint. And that's Romanov not able to control the stick of Pastrnak, and he's strong on a stick right there, just past the left skate of Sorokin.
Back-to-back 2-goal games for David Pastrnak. It is 4-4. We've got 7:15 to go here in regulation. As the puck comes deep into the Bruins zone, and Korpisalo will cover it along the far post.
Yeah, they're not gonna take the commercial timeout because that puck came from the red line. They're gonna have the Bruins. They can't make a line change. It's supposed to be a commercial timeout now. If that puck had been covered by Korpisalo, if it had come from closer in.
Well, the officials telling the Islanders to go ahead and change if they choose, and they do.
They get their choice of where the faceoff is as well.
So it will be to the right of Korpisalo, near circle down to our left. 7:06 to play in a 4-4 hockey game. David Pastrnak with 2 goals, both of them coming here in the third period to tie this up after the Islanders had made it a 4-2 game early on in the period. Pelech along the near boards. He will play it down toward the end wall. Zadorov looks over his shoulder, wraps it around the far side for Zacha. Clears it out, bouncing, rolling puck back into the Islanders zone. Won't make it far enough for icing. Gives the Bruins a chance to change. 6:40 to play as Horvat gets a pass up near the red line. Dumps it around behind Korpisalo. Wotherspoon moves it back along for McAvoy. Didn't get much on as he tried to clear, but it'll come back in his direction, and Wotherspoon will work his way through neutral ice. And the Bruins will be whistled offside as they hit the blue line. So now we will take that media timeout with 6:26 to go here in regulation. It's a 4-4 hockey game here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style, plus get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
TD cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins.
Artificial intelligence is making life easy for cyber criminals. For example, listen closely. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Could you tell the second one was created with AI? Most people can't tell either, which is why you should use your real intelligence and ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance's home cyber protection. It covers cyber fraud, cyber attacks, identity theft, and more. Safety Insurance will help you manage life's storms, even the AI kind.
Hi, this is Trent Frederick. I have teamed up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation this year for Feeding the Puck for families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck to help score a goal, they will be enabling a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help end hunger. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
.626 to go in regulation, and it's a 4-4 game here at TD Garden. Bruins able to come from 2 goals down here in the third period. Both goals from David Pastrnak, his 16th and 17th of the year. 4 goals in the last 2 for him after a stretch where he had just 1 in 7 games prior to last night. Puck will be brought through neutral ice here for the Islanders. Barzal down the right wing side, throws one to the net. Sticked away, and it's Beecher angling one up the right side here for Koepke. Backhands it around Dobson, and Romanov chases it into the far corner for the Islanders. Dobson Under pressure from Frederick. Gives it back for Romanov. From the near side, hash marks. Engvall from the neutral ice will drop it back into his own zone. Romanov will send it up the near side for Pajot and direct it deep. Zekas and Carlo go crashing into the end wall. Wahlstrom comes in to try to help out. Pajot's got it. Near circle, a turnaround shot. And it tips up and over. Thrown back toward the net by Mayfield that time from a wide angle, and Korpisalo holds it.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Islanders had led most of this game. Cole Koepke gave the Bruins the lead 3 minutes in, but two quick Islander goals. They had the lead at 5:33 of the first. Held that lead all the way through the 12:42 mark of the third period. 5:29 to go. Face off in the Bruins zone. Beecher got it back into the corner, but Siplikov will get it back to the point. Mayfield will wind it around the boards to the near side. Here's Cholowski with a shot, and that one gloved by Korpisalo, forcing another face-off inside the Bruins zone. And we'll step aside. 5:17 to go here in regulation. Tied at 4 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Did you or a loved one serve in the military during the Vietnam era, the Gulf War, Iraq, Afghanistan, or any other combat zone after 9/11? Then you are eligible to directly enroll in VA healthcare. Additionally, veterans who never deployed but were exposed to toxins or hazards while training or on active duty in the United States are also eligible to enroll. Do it today. Call 1-800-MY-VA-411. That's 1-800-MY-VA-411.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
.5:17 left in a 4-4 game. This was not a terribly exciting game for the first 30-plus minutes. It has been far more exciting for the last 25.
Well, that's kind of an understatement.
Here's McAvoy playing it out of the Bruins zone. Brazo from the red line will get it around Pellick and deep into the Islanders' end. Nelson from the far circle, chopped it off the far boards. He'll catch up to it, bring it ahead to the Boston line. Swings it over to Barzal, got it across, and Lee had it knocked away from him by Wotherspoon. Lee's got it back on the far hash marks to Barzal. Over to Pellick, stepping in from the point, and his shot blocked up and out of play by McAvoy.
Yeah, it was a pretty good battle between Brock Nelson and McAvoy in front of the net, and then McAvoy had to peel away, not get tied up, and get out there to contest that shot. Right off his, hard to tell, off his hand or off his right hip.
Another defensive zone faceoff coming up. 4:49 left. Zaka heads over the boards and Geeky comes on. Lindholm is out there to take this faceoff. And off the draw, puck comes into the corner. Islanders have it. Palmieri knocked down by Carlo. Zadorov stumbled into the far corner and took Horvat down with him. On the far circle, Duclair got it free. Shot toward the net. Korpisalo made the pad save. Duclair's got it back on the far boards. Gets away to Zadorov, and he shoots it up ice to Geekie. Geekie's got Pastrnak ahead. Dumps it into the near corner. Trying to get the Karam out in front, and he did. But Romanov able to get back in time to keep Pastrnak from making the play. Duclair from the red line gets it back in behind Korpisalo. He hands it off to Carlo with 4:10 to go. Dorov's pass, hit Geekie. Sacco on the near boards, get crunched and knocked down by Nelson. Barzal from in front of the Bruins bench will send it in. Around it comes. Nelson from the near circle. Peak stepped out on him and able to block that shot attempt. Coyle lobs it out of the Bruins zone. Won't make it far enough for icing. Boston changes up here with 3:43 left. Tied at 4. Lead just inside the Boston line. Retrieves a pass. Peak played it out of the far corner, but not out. Shot coming across the blue line by Mayfield. Kicked aside by Korpisalo at the back of the net. Nelson angles it off the boards. Pellick at the left point. His shot blocked in front by Lindholm. Wotherspoon played it back for Lindholm. He's got Coyle up the right side with some room. To the right circle he goes. Throws one on Sorokin, who makes the stop and then covers it.
Yeah, Ed Marchand going to the net right from the bench. He was making a beeline towards the net, trying to get body position that time on Mayfield. Coyle couldn't arch that puck to the front of the net, across the top of the crease, like we've seen 2 goals already here for the Bruins today.
Pellick was between him and the net, forcing him a little wide. So a face-off in the near circle. Down to our right, 3:10 to go. And the officials working on a patch of ice just outside the top of this face-off circle. So they'll bring the water bottle over and try and smooth that out. 2 linesmen working on that. Charlie McAvoy standing there keeping a close eye. So Geekie, Frederick, and Brazo. Geekie will take the face-off here. McAvoy and Lohrei stand ready out near the blue line. Islanders win the puck. Dobson to Pajot, back to Dobson, and out of the zone it goes. Lohrei back in his own zone under pressure. Siplikov in the far corner. Trying to pivot away. Frederick comes in to help win that puck. Pajot gets it right back. Siplikov now high slot. Deals over to Romanov coming in from the blue line. His shot blocked by McAvoy. Along the near boards, it is chopped out of the zone by Geekie. Romanov played it across ice. Lohrei takes a 2-handed swing at it and works it up ice, but turned over here to the Islanders with 2:35 to play. Siplikov gets around Zacha, steps in across the Boston line. Centering pass taken away by Pastrnak. He's cutting toward the left wing side as he works his way toward the Islanders zone.
Yeah, Lindholm tried to battle the front of the net that time. Pulak blocked that off.
Sent in front by Pastrnak with Zacha right on the doorstep. It hit a skate and went wide. Near circle. Puck on the stick of Horvat. Out of the zone it comes. Carlo dumps it right back in from the red line with 2:05 left. Pellick takes a hit from Lindholm. Puck around the near boards. Horvat steers it across the ice through the neutral zone, and that's going to make it for an icing as Zadorov just a step ahead of Duclair.
Yeah, that's a little ill-advised right there, trying for that long pass. Now you got to go back and defend. You got a couple tired bodies out there for the Islanders.
1:56 left. Bruins will have a little bit of a mixed unit here. Coyle, Marchand, and Frederick with McAvoy and Wotherspoon. Coyle to take this face off. And off the draw, Frederick reaching for that puck, but Pellick able to get it around behind the net. Palmieri hemmed in along the far boards by McAvoy. In the corner, Frederick poking at that puck along with Coyle. Coyle from a knee had it taken away by Palmieri and lifted out. Islanders scramble to get the changes on with 1:38 to go. Tie game. McAvoy, cross-ice pass. Marchand held away from it by Nelson. Back out to Wotherspoon. He will dump it back in. Bruins tag up on a delayed offside. Coyle will go in on the forecheck. 1:20 left. Off the near boards. Lee redirects around McAvoy. Wotherspoon reversed it toward the near circle. McAvoy popped it loose to Geekie. Here's Pastrnak up the right wing side. He sends a short hopper in on goal. Sorokin gloves it and drops it back into play. Pulick takes a hit from Geekie down low, and Lee brings the Islanders up the far right wing side. But Barlow makes a play to win that puck back. 53 seconds to go. Right side, Pastrnak gets the pass from Zacha. Drags it toward the slot, trying to get around Pelech. Ended up losing it on the near circle. Geekie's got it on his stick.
He was looking left wing circle.
Zizekas lost his stick and is working Geekie over as he knocked him down. Crowd looking for a call. Pelech cleared it out into neutral ice. Back into the Islanders zone with 25 to go. Dobson comes out in front of his net, gives over to Pelech far side, knocked away from Siplikov by McAvoy. Peak banks one off the near boards. Brazo blew a tire just outside the blue line. Zizekas, though, is coming out of the zone. Dobson will drive one in from 90 feet out. Sticked away by Korpisalo, and that's going to do it for regulation. We're going to overtime tonight here at TD Garden as the Bruins, on the heels of a 3-game losing streak, will get at least a point out of this one, and we'll see if they can get a second when we come back. You're on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game so you can catch all the action live. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/NHL.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 47 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
It's a 4-4 game as we go to overtime here at TD Garden. This will be, for each of these teams, their 11th overtime game of the year. The Bruins are 6-4 in overtime, have yet to go to a shootout in any of those games. The Islanders are 1-6-3 in games in games 1 and 6 in games decided in overtime. They've been to the shootout 3 times, is what I'm trying to say. They won 2 out of those 3 if it gets there.
I know what you're trying to say.
I'm glad you got it. I want to make sure everybody knew. So the 3-on-3, they switch ends, of course. And the Bruins will start with Coyle, Pastrnak, and McAvoy. Pasta's got 2 goals tonight.
See if Coyle's just out there for the face-off.
He has taken 10 face-offs so far tonight.
Usually it's Zacha and Pastrnak. Well, he wins it, and he goes to the bench.
And he's headed for the bench, and Zacha will jump on. Zacha's got a pair of overtime winners this year, both set up by Pastrnak. He hands off to Pastrnak here, and Pasta's going to circle back toward his own zone down to our right. Bruins moving right to left. Pastrnak with a pass off to Zacha, coming out of his own zone, working his way toward the right wing side, just inside the Islander line. He stops, gives over to Pastrnak, down the left wing circle, in front to the backhand, saves Sorokin. And along the near boards.
Boy, bad breakdown there for the Islanders.
Yeah. That's the one guy you do not want to leave open. As Barzal goes to stop at the Bruin line, and he blows a tire, but now gets the puck back. McAvoy able to take one away from Horvat. Here's Elias Lindholm through the neutral ice. Hands off to Marchand along the left wing side. Marchand going to go around behind the net, chasing the puck into the far corner. He swings it back out into the neutral ice, and Lorei will retrieve there. Nelson stays right with him. Banks a pass on to Marchand. Now back to Lorei and back again to the right side. Marchand with a little space. Moving toward the high slot. Took the shot off the end of Sorokin's glove. And the Islanders start to head the other way. Palmieri lost it. And the Bruins regain with 3:40 to go here in overtime. Boyle to Lorei. Skates it ahead to the red line across the blue. Lorei cutting to the right wing circle. Took the shot and missed the net. Now it ricochets all the way back down the other end. Geekie will get back in time to
seas parted for him,
beat
though.
Nelson.
He was on that right side, and there was nobody to pick Lorei up.
Long pass. Here's Pasternak at the blue line. Tried to get it to Zadorov just inside the line, but he's forced back out of the zone. He'll come back toward the Boston end. Hands off back there to Geekie. Geekie passes it for Zadorov as they pivot back a little bit deeper into their zone. Zadorov finds Pasternak starting up ice. Pasternak going to deal ahead to the attacking blue line for Zacha. He stops and peels away from Lee back into the neutral zone. 2:48 to go. Zacha cutting to his left. Deals it back to Pasternak. Over to Zadorov for a one-timer, and the save made. Pasternak able to gather the puck underneath him as he had been knocked down by Pelech and was in danger of the Islanders going the other way.
Right.
Smart move. And the Bruins maintain possession as they get a change on here. Zadorov to Lindholm. Left wing circle. Lindholm tried to leave it for Marchand. Broken up by Barzal, but Marchand gets it along for McAvoy. McAvoy into the left wing corner. Brings it back toward the near side. Circle. Out to the blue line. Hands to Marchand. Marchand got it to Lindholm. Back in front for Marchand, and he fanned on a one-timer.
Barzal might have got just enough of that.
Came out into the neutral zone. Marchand got it back to McAvoy. Across the line they come. Drop pass. Marchand straight on shot. And Sorokin kicked it away, and now a breakaway off the rebound. Horvat going right in on Korpisalo, and he scores. Bo Horvat with the game winner. Korpisalo got a good piece of it, but it trickled through him and across the line. And the Islanders will get the victory 5-4.
It was almost the only time the Islanders had the puck during that entire overtime. The Bruins had 3 or 4 great chances on Sorokin. He hung in there, made some big saves. And Horvat finds this puck, and Marchand's towards the end of a shift there, and he's not going to catch him. Horvat going all the way in alone. Puck looked like it went between the blocker and body of Korpisalo.
Bo Horvat with his second goal of the night. He had the shorthanded goal to open the scoring for the Islanders back in the first period, and he finishes it with 1:50 to go in the overtime session. 5-4, the Islanders victorious here at TD Garden. The Bruins come back from 2 goals down to get a point, but can't get the game winner in OT. We'll be back with a recap next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Happy holidays. Welcome to the Nissan year-end sales event. Are you interested in
a test drive? Absolutely.
Great. Well, there's the new V6 powered Frontier.
Oh.
The Rogue with an available 12.3-inch touchscreen.
All right.
Oh, and the all-new Kicks, which has intelligent all-wheel drive.
Nice.
So what do you think? Finished with all your holiday shopping?
About to be. Toss me the keys. Let's go.
Hurry in for the best deals of the year, only at the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get a low $239 per month lease for 36 months on Rogue. Available feature, intelligent all-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Well-qualified lessees, 2024 Rogue S all-wheel drive, $46.89 initial payment excludes tax, title, and license. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. Ends 1/6/25.
Remember driver's ed? Hands on the wheel, eyes on the road. Sound advice. Yet with all the new technology in cars today, touch screens, cameras, cell phones, there's a lot of distracted drivers out there. Here's more sound advice. Talk to an independent agent about safety insurance. Make sure you and your family have the protection you need to navigate a world filled with distractions. Safety insurance will help you manage life's storms.
TD cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your local Nissan dealers. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store at nissanusa.com. And Dairy Queen. DQ fans, kick off your favorite game with a sauced and tossed chicken strip basket. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Waiting for your electrical supplies during the day or sitting in traffic is for the birds. Use the GCE Night Train from Granite City Electric and get access to over $50 million in local inventory with a free guaranteed overnight delivery of your electrical supplies anywhere in New England. So avoid wasting time waiting in line and sitting in traffic.